So I welcome you all to the ACCA classes. Welcome to Audit and Assurance at skill level. My name is Vishal. I am an ACCA affiliate. I have scored All India Rank 2 at professional level and All India Rank 3 at skill level. I have also 7 years of corporate experience in finance and accounting, and I'll be teaching you Audit and Assurance. So this was about me. And for the next couple of months, we'll be studying the Audit and Assurance. So before we start and jump into like what is audit, what is assurance, what this subject is about, and how you are going to tackle the exam and what kind of preparation you would need, so we'll get all into that. But before we start, I would like to take this moment and give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to the class. So if you are comfortable, of course, then only please open your audio and just give yourself a quick introduction, like just you can tell us about yourself and where you're from. So will that be comfortable for you all? Just want a quick introduction so that because this is a virtual class, so we'll not be able to physically meet with each other. So let's try to make this class interactive, and let's start with a small introduction, just a very quick introduction, like you just can tell about yourself. Okay, so anyone who wants to start, or should I start naming the students, and then which approach you think we should go about? Anyone? Okay, I think I know this happens like when you ask students. So yeah. Siddharth, you want to start? That's very good. Okay, please start. You
Hi
can
sir,
unmute.
I'm Siddharth Arora. I'm from
Hi.
Delhi
Okay. And
and
yeah.
I'm doing BCom honors from Maharaja Surajmal.
Uh-huh.
Also, I've cleared 4 exams yet,
Okay. So including knowledge level, or 4 exams of skill level?
including knowledge level, and I have given my financial reporting just
Okay. So
in
that
this
was
sitting
your that
only.
that was your first subject at skill level.
Yeah.
And how did you feel about it?
Um,
If you're comfortable.
the level of skill levels has increased like
Okay.
quite a bit from the knowledge level.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
hike it has taken is too much.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay. Okay, nice to know. Thanks, Siddharth, for sharing your idea. Tushar, next you can go.
Good evening, sir. So
Hi,
I'm
and good
currently a
evening.
third year student from the Singh College, University of
Okay,
Delhi,
nice, nice.
and I just gave my financial reporting 2 days back,
Okay,
and
nice.
now I'm thinking to go for audit next in
Okay,
December.
actually that's a very good choice. After completing your financial reporting, opting for audit is a good choice, because
Right, sir.
I'll be telling you like, or to this is for all of the class. Like we need some backing of financial reporting, or basically some fundamental key concepts of accounting. So that would be prerequisite of this class. Okay.
Right, sir.
Okay. Okay.
All
Thank you,
right,
Tushar.
thank you. My pleasure, sir.
Uh,
Thank you.
okay. So anyone else, or should I start naming the students? Okay, okay, yeah, that's correct, Yash. That most of the students just opt audit after the FR. That's correct. So Aditya, would you like to give us a give yourself a quick introduction to the class, if you're
Hello,
comfortable?
sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
So currently I'm pursuing BCom honors from Delhi University, second
Okay,
year, and
okay,
I'm from Delhi.
yeah.
And this will be my first ACCA paper,
Okay, this is your first ACC paper.
sir.
Okay, so have you taken the exemptions for knowledge level?
Yes, sir. Five,
Okay, okay,
I
okay.
around five assumptions.
Okay. That's good. I think you should take the exemptions if you know the subject, and because you are already in the second year, so I believe that you have certain concepts about accounting. Like I do not have to tell you what is balance sheet and income statement, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay, Akansha, thanks, Aditya. Akansha, would you like to unmute yourself? If not, that's fine. You can just tell me in the chat that. Okay, no worries. Okay, till the time, Ankita, can you just unmute yourself? No worries, Akansha. What my purpose with this is, start the class with an introduction so we get to know each other a little bit. And, this is a virtual class, so I'm trying to make it interactive. That's the only agenda. Okay. Yeah, Riddhi, we'll start. We'll start in a moment. We'll start in a moment. Just give me 5 to 10 minutes. Riddhi, this is what I do. I know you want the class to get started. This is something that I do when I, start the batch. So I try to take the introduction. If you're not comfortable with, speaking or basically unmuting yourself, that's fine, Riddhi. So Ankita, would you like to unmute yourself if possible? So I would definitely encourage you guys, because you get to know each other in the class itself, and this is a kind of a base for you to connect with each other. Hello, Ankita, your voice is not audible. I think you're on mute, but your voice is not audible. Okay, I'm not I hope I'm the only one who's not able to listen. Okay, no worries. Apurva, can you if possible for you, Apurva Kamboj?
Hello, sir.
Oh, hi Apurva.
Can you just explain me what's going on, because I just joined in between.
Okay. Actually, I'm actually asking students to, introduce themselves, because I gave my introduction earlier, and then I'm just asking for these students to give themselves a little introduction before we start the class. I'm not starting the class right now. I'm just asking for students, quick introduction, like whether they are in the college or whether they are pursuing any training, something like that, or like how many exams they have cleared. Just this much.
Okay, sir. So I'm Apurva Kamboj. I have done till CA intermediate. 7 years
Okay.
ago, I did CA in finals.
Okay.
And now I have started again in ACCA and almost
Okay.
cleared my 2 exams.
Okay. Nice. That's good to know. Thank you, Apurva.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so many students actually I'm also one of the students who actually transited from CA to ACCA. And Anubha, are you there?
Yes, hello, sir.
Hello.
Myself, Anuba, this side. And
Yes, Anubha.
even I am switched over CA to ACCA.
Okay.
And myself is pursued with MBA as well.
Okay. So did you appear for any other exam, like for at skill level?
No.
Okay.
Nothing.
This would be your first
This
subject.
was my
Okay.
first subject, yeah.
Yeah, good to know. Okay. Next is I think Arjun.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, Arjun.
Hello, sir. My name is Arjun Parashar. I'm currently pursuing BCom from Delhi University, and this will be my first ACCA exam.
Okay. So there are many students. I did not expect this many students to giving their audit as their first exam, but it's nice to know. Okay. Dipanshi. Thanks, Arjun.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I have just completed BCom from Delhi University.
Okay, nice. And this is your first ACCA exam, or have you given any other exam?
Sir, given
Okay. Which one?
the PM and FR and FM is cleared.
Okay. And all threes are cleared.
No, sir, PM and FM are given in September.
Okay. Just this in this attempt itself. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice to know that, Dipanshi. So I can see that there are students who have experience of giving the exam. So I hope you understand the level the ACCA, and those students who have given the exam, they can just confirm this to me, like that the ACCA exam patterns are quite different from your normal exam patterns, right? Hi, Ankita. So Rajasthan. Okay. Nice to know, Ankita. And thanks, Dipanshi. Diksha, can you unmute yourself? Okay, students have started giving their introduction in the chat box. Diksha, is it possible? Okay, I think Dinesh, I think you can go next.
Hi, sir. My name is
Hello.
Dinesh. Yeah, I'm from Kerala.
Okay.
Yeah, I completed my graduation in 2005. And after that, I'm for 15 plus years of working.
Okay.
into the next level for changing the company. So now it's very much required for any of the professional qualifications. So the
Yeah. That's actually one of the things about the professional qualification. If you like, even my senior, just one story for this everyone. Like when I was, I'm also working right now in an MNC. So when I was started pursuing my ACCA, so there's my like senior manager. He told me like it's very important to have a professional degree, because that actually helps you, it paves your way for your future, further movement, like especially at senior level.
so that's why I just choose. This is my first paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dinesh.
Okay.
Okay. I think Divya, you can go next. Divya, you there? Okay. Harsh, would it be possible for you to unmute yourself? See, this is not a challenge. This is not something that I want to pressurize you. If you guys are comfortable, then that's okay.
Sir,
Though
could you please introduce yourself again? I missed your introduction.
Okay. Sorry, Siddharth. So my name is Vishal, and I am an ACCA affiliate. I have scored All India rank 2 in at professional level and All India rank 3 at skill level. I have a 7 years of corporate experience in financial reporting and accounting. So that is about me.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Harsh or Chirag?
Good evening, sir. That's Hiral
Oh,
Modi,
okay.
actually. That's my
Okay.
father's name.
Okay.
Okay. I have graduated. I'm originally from Bangalore. I've
Okay.
graduated just 2 years back. This is
Mm-hmm.
my second paper,
Mm-hmm.
second ACCA paper. I
Mm-hmm.
gave FR in September. That's just like 2 days back.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm currently working in Dubai.
Okay. That's nice to know. That's really great. Thanks, Hiral. Actually, that's
Thank
a very
you.
unique name. I did not hear this name before, so I was confused, like whether should I use Chirag.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Jane Jaws. If I'm pronouncing it correctly, Jane, right? Okay. Mehak, would you like to go? Or Jane, if you are available, you can still.
Yes, sir, sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay, Mehak.
Good evening, sir. My
Good
name is
evening.
Mehak Moona.
Mhm.
I'm doing BCom honors from Dayal Singh College, Delhi
Okay,
University.
nice.
I have also cleared my 6 ACCA exams in total and
Mhm.
have
Okay.
appeared for the 7th one, which was IFA in September only.
Okay. So is it your final skill level exam, or is there any
No,
other?
my taxation is left.
Okay. So that's good to know. Thanks, Mehak. Okay, next is Namira.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Namira. I'm from Kochi and I've
Mm-hmm.
just graduated from BCom
Mm-hmm.
and I was granted exemptions and this is my first exam.
Okay. Nice to know, Namira.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Natasha? Okay. Plaksha. Natasha, if you're not comfortable, that's fine. Plaksha, are you there? I'm not sorry if
Good
I'm
evening,
not.
sir.
Good evening. Sorry if I mispronounced your name.
No, it's Plaksha, sir.
Plaksha. Okay.
Yes. Sir, I'm from Delhi and currently I'm in second year BCom honors,
Okay.
pursuing it from University of Delhi.
Mm-hmm.
I gave my exam, FR exam 2 days back, and this is my second paper for ACCA.
Okay. Thank you, Plaksha. Riddhi? Riddhi, you can go next if you're comfortable. Oh, okay. Actually, students actually gave the introduction. Those students who have given the introduction, I'll be just reading them out. Just give me a moment, okay? Uh, Sakshi. Sakshi, would you like to take the opportunity and introduce yourself? Okay, some shy students, I think. No worries. Sanket.
Yeah, hi sir.
Hi, hi.
Sanket here. Hello. Basically, I am from Mumbai. I have
Okay.
completed my graduation
Mm-hmm.
in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and currently I am working in audit. And
Okay.
uh, like uh, like 2 to 3 days ago, I have just registered for ACCA. This
Okay,
will
okay, okay.
skill level will be my first
Okay, okay,
race.
okay. That's actually you have working knowledge of if you are working in audit, so it will be easier. It will be easier. So
Yeah.
that good to know, Sanket. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think Siddharth we have already done. Simran.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Myself Simran Jaiswal, and I
Mm-hmm.
am from Delhi.
Okay.
I have done my graduation in 2020, and
Mm-hmm.
currently I'm working in a corporate
Okay.
company.
Okay.
And I got 4 exemptions. I have given one FR exam, but that was
Mm-hmm.
not cleared
Okay.
because I haven't studied too much. And this is my second exam.
Okay. So now I believe in the December month you are planning for both subjects together, Simran?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
FR
Okay.
and
So
audit. Both.
yeah. So accordingly, please keep up your studies because if you appear for the 2 exams, it's definitely doable. But please accordingly manage the studies because you need to put a little extra effort. But since you have already given the effort, so
Yeah,
now
actually I got 48 marks, so
okay.
there's only 2.
Yeah. Actually, in the just in like in couple of minutes, I'm going to discuss about the
Mm-hmm.
exam, and we are going to
Mm-hmm.
discuss some strategies for the exam, which is actually this 48 mark issue. This is actually faced by many
Yeah,
students.
actually, I haven't taken any class for that. So,
Okay.
and
Okay.
just
Okay.
read on 20 to 25 years. So that's why I have taken the class for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
try our best, and I hope you will try your best. So I hope this December, you'll be able to clear both of the
Mm-hmm.
exams. Okay. Thank you,
Thank
Simran.
you.
Okay. Sonia. Okay, no worries, no worries. Those students who are not able to, connect or some technical glitch, that's fine. All I'm trying to do is, make it interactive. That's the only goal. Okay, no worries, Sonia. Swayam. Swayam. Okay. I think Uruj has already given her Saida. Sorry. Uruj is already. Yeah, Tanvi. I'm not sure. Okay, Swayam. Sorry, actually, the chat is moving very fast, so I'm not looking it right now. Tanvi, would you like to give yourself a little introduction?
Hi everyone,
Hello.
I'm Tanvi
Mm-hmm.
and this is my second exam.
Mm-hmm.
I took PM a few days back
Okay.
and I got 4 exemptions after graduation.
Okay. So thank you, Tanvi. And Tushar has already given. Yash, I think you have already messaged your introduction in the chat, and I think there are two Yash. So one is Yash Gupta and one is there's another Yash. So I don't want to mispronounce the. So Yash, would you like to give yourself like the one who has given in the chat box? That's fine. The other one I'm right now talking about.
Sir,
Hello.
am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, Yash.
Yes, sir. My name is Yash Vermani.
Okay, Varmani. Okay.
I am pursuing my BCom from DU
Okay.
and I have cleared my F1 to F5 exams.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 days back I have given my F7 exam and result is pending. Already.
Okay. So thank you, Yash. Thanks for the
Welcome,
introduction.
sir.
Okay, so thank you everyone for giving yourself introduction to this class, and I would encourage you to once you get connected in the group, those who are new to the subject to the ACCA, so I would always encourage to get connected with other students and help each other out, and this will group definitely help you, especially sharing notes and all that stuff. So this would be helpful for you. So with this, let's start with our audit and assurance subject. And just I was, the one of the purpose of, knowing each and every one of you basically helps me understand like how much this class already knows. So I was expecting like couple of more students, having a working knowledge of audit, but it's fine because in the, in the subject, whenever we start with any subject, so there are two sets of students. One set of students who are, just reading as a subject, and then there are students who have, prior experience. So there are, couple of students who have the experience in the audit field, and then like having a working knowledge, and then they are just, who are just pursuing as studies right now and will be joining later on. So let's start with this in our mind, and where I'll be introducing you to the audit and assurance. So I'm going to share my screen. So let me know if you guys can see it. Only one small lot is Indian audit working knowledge are beneficial. Definitely, yes. See, those who have any prior knowledge of audit, like they have read the Indian auditing standards, so that would be definitely helpful. Think about this. Audit is basically, the way we are just auditing, and auditing basically requires some standards, some procedures. So the standards and procedures are mostly same across the globe. Okay, like schedule preparation, that would be very specific, Yash. But in general, like how audit procedures happen, substantive procedure, testings, assertions, audit reporting, opinion, modified, unmodified, all this stuff is basically, same across the globe. Okay, is there any other question before I start? Okay. Okay, so I think we can start our class now. So I have already given you the welcome note for the ACCA and audit and assurance. So we'll be studying in audit and assurance. So from which material? It's a good question. I'll be covering this in a bit. Okay. Like from which material I am going to teach you. Like there are two materials right now which is popular among the student. One is Kaplan, one is PPP. So I'll be just covering it in a moment, and from where you should read. Okay, because I'll be giving my notes as well. So you will have, couple of places to read, and you have less time. So how will you manage that? So I'll be, covering all that. Okay, Yash. So this is my welcome note. I'm not sure like whether you like it or not, but this is it for the audit and assurance. So let's start with our discussion. Let me just start with my preparation, and let me take the pen out. So I'll be taking the pen like in the class notes. So I hope the screen is visible to you. Is there anyone who's facing any problem or not able to see the screen? Anyone? Can you see this red light on the screen happening? Is it visible? Yeah, okay, nice. So let's talk about this, some of the points. Let's talk about some of the points, like what we are doing here. So we will be studying the audit and assurance subject. Okay, so this is a subject of ACCA at skill level. Okay, please don't mind my writing. I'm just, trying to take your concentration to the particular skill level. So we are right now studying at skill level. The audit and assurance is basically also at your professional level. So you will be further reading audit and assurance as AAA in your professional level, and that will be optional. Like if you want to opt for, there are 4 subjects that you have to give at your professional level. 2 of them will be, mandatory. One is SBL, one is SBR, 2 mandatory subjects. And then out of 4 subjects, you have options to select any 2. So one of them is audit. So it will be optional for you whether you want to, get specialized in the audit. Okay. So those who are working in the, audit profession, or are, have a mind that in future they would like to take a job opportunity in big fours like EY, Deloitte. So I would definitely recommend for the AAA that this should be included in your ACCA completion course. Okay, it would definitely help you. So this is right now we are at skill level, and at skill level we have 3 hours exam. Like it will be 3 hours and 15 minutes exam, and you have to, basically the exam will be computer based, and you will have the option to either give the exam either at, center based, or at, at your home. So there will be 2 options. So entire subject will be computer based. So your keyboard speed should be good. because in this exam, you are supposed to write, you are supposed to type. So that's why you need to be familiar with the computer. So if you are not, very well equipped with the computer, so you should get familiarize yourself. This is highly recommended because you will be giving exam in computer based scenario. Okay. And you can give your exam basically, either you can go on the center or you can basically take the exam from your home. This is also available in case any student doesn't know. Okay, so that will be a registration process. So you can go to ACCA portal and basically get yourself familiarized, like which type of exam you want to give, whether center based or basically whether at the home based. That will be up to your completely your choice. Okay. Now, about this subject, this will be 100 marks paper, and there will be two sections, section A and section B. Clear everyone till now? I hope till now I am understandable. Okay. So there will be 100 marks paper with two sections, and you need to score 50 marks. 50 marks is at least needed to clear an exam. I hope you guys are all aware about it. Like for any subject at any level in the ACCA, you need to score at least 50 marks. Now, in the audit at skill level, like you can guys correct me if you have given any skill level exam, and you can correct me in this case, because I know about audit, I know about FR, I know about FM. So the way this subject is basically comprised, like in audit, section A would be consist of 30 marks and section B would be consist of 70 marks. And this is a huge difference from your other subjects. In case of, accounts, let me just erase this. There's too much inking. Yeah. In case of accounts, let's say your FR subject. Okay. This 60 marks is section A and 40 marks is section B. Okay. FI section, okay, section A and section B in FR is multi-choice question. Yes. What I understand. Yes. Yeah. So 60 marks question in your FR, in your FM is basically MCQ based, and only 40 marks, basically you need to write. Here you have to write. But in the case of audit now, this is not the case. This is the only subject, what I am right now aware of, that has only 30 marks as MCQ and 70 marks as subjective. So you need to be able to write your responses. Like you will be given a Word file in your exam and you need to, type your answer. In this section A question, you'll just need to select options, like out of 4, which option is correct, right? So I hope you understand the MCQ based exam scenario. So in this audit, there will be only 30 marks paper that will be MCQ based. And in this case, in this 30 marks, it can come from any part of the syllabus. Any part of the syllabus, basically. So yeah, this is the problem. So in section A, the problem would be that it would come from across the syllabus, first thing, and second thing, it would be knowledge based. What does it mean? It means that, let's say you know a concept, so I'll be asking a question based on that concept. So if you know the concept, so you'll be able to answer. So this is the type of question MCQ based are. Okay, so if you know a concept, so you'll be able to answer it. So it's a knowledge based. But in case of section B, it's a case study. Okay, section B will be a case study where you need to be able to apply your skill. Okay, let's say you know a concept. Okay, you already know a concept. Now what you need to do, you need to apply it to the scenario. How does it make a difference? The difference is that, let's say a scenario comes, so you cannot, give your knowledge, okay, this is the definition of audit, this is the definition of assertion, this is the definition of audit report. No, this will not work. You have to apply, like what is the purpose of audit report? How is going to benefit it? Or let's say you have to perform audit procedures. Don't worry, I'm going to explain each and every term, but this section will be, requiring you lot of effort in terms of practice. If it will require a lot of effort. Why? Because in case your expression is weak, then it will be a problem, because it will be checked manually. Some person, some individual would be checking your paper manually. Okay, it's not a computer based checking. It will not be a, a computer checking your answer. It will be possible in this case, but in this case, a human would be checking. So you need to, able to express yourself strongly and clearly and to the point. It's not like writing stories would help here. So till now, section A and section B is clear for everyone. Like section A is 30 marks question, it's 70 marks, it's a written response, and it's a MCQ based. Till now, everyone clear? Okay. Okay. Let's just sorry, huh? Just a minute. Okay. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you would require some set of knowledge of financial accounting. What does it mean? Now, some of you have given the FR paper, some of you have not, so that's fine. The only knowledge that would be required here is like knowledge of tangible assets, intangible assets, inventory, okay, provision. Like you should know the, the main purpose, like when an entity can capitalize an asset, when entity need to expense of an, expense in profit and loss statement. You need to be familiar with the balance sheet, profit or loss, okay, yeah, or basically cash flow statement. So this much I expect from you guys, because let's say there are students who have taken the exemption, or there are students who have given their FR paper, okay. So they are both set of students. Exemption have been given to you because this is assumed that you know this. Okay. So please, when a question comes now, so in case of a question, I'll be able to explain the accounting concepts for that particular question. But if you start asking me, okay, sir, please explain this particular concept like entirety, so that would not be possible for me, at least for this class. Separately, if you get confused, you can ask me on WhatsApp, or on my or on call, so that I would be able to explain. But given the time and given the syllabus we have, so we have to first cover the audit. So I would not be able to cover financial reporting or accounting concepts for you. That onerous is on you. So is that clear? Is the expectation clear that why you have been given exemption in case you have been given exemption? Why is it better to always start with audit in case you have not given FR? At least it's not like I'm asking you hardcore accounting concepts. It's just that yeah. The idea is that, let's say, because in audit what we would do, we would check management accounting, like management or a company, basically board of director would be doing their accounting, and as an auditor we are supposed to check their accounting, whether their accounting is accurate or not. How would you be able to check? Only when you know what is right. So you can check something only when you know what is right. Then only you can know what is wrong. So in order to know what is right, you need to know these concepts. Clear? Yeah, that's actually a very good point for those students who have just given their FR. But I'm also talking to those students who have studied FR, knows about financial reporting and accounting. It's just that they need to I'm just emphasizing on this one, that you need to brush up your concepts again. Okay, you need to if in case you have forgotten those, so please try to revise them. Okay, in the initial class you would not need, but in the later classes it would be very crucial for you, because we will be given a case study and then we'll be asked, okay, this is a scenario, please tell us what is the right accounting and how as an auditor you would respond. Clear everyone till now? Like why your knowledge of FR is needed? I hope till now no doubt is clear, no doubt is there. And okay, because some students are answering, not every student is answering, so I'm expecting yes from all. Okay, so please, in case you feel any doubt, please write it. Only then I would know, okay, I need to explain it. Okay, please don't hesitate it. Otherwise, I don't want any of your concepts to remain loose. Yeah, it's fine, Aditya. It's fine. See, if you have not appeared for the FR subject, it's fine. But at least you have given knowledge level financial accounting, or at least you have been given exemption of financial accounting. So the basis of that would be that you know about balance sheet, you know about P&L, you know about tangible assets and intangible assets that I do not need to explain to you, right? So that this much knowledge I would expect. Otherwise, it would be challenging. If you don't know these concepts, then it would be challenging. Then because I have to leave the audit and then start teaching you financial reporting, which is not possible in this class, right? Okay. Now, this is an important question. Let me just, remove all this. I have done so much inking here. So before I teach, the sheet would look like, very fine. And after I teach, it would be looking a very messy thing. Let me just delete all that. And sorry for my writing. I have a horrible writing. And, it's been like years since I have written. I only use on, desktop or laptop. So I have I have left the habit of writing. So now let's get back. 2 books. So there would be a Kaplan. There would be BPP. These are 2 publishing house. These are approved by the ACCA. Now, which you should refer? I would say anyone. Please note my class notes. These notes which I will be sharing you majorly are based on BPP. So if you cover my class notes, so you would not need to separately cover the BPP workbook. Okay, please understand. If you cover my class notes, you would not need to cover the BPP workbook because my class notes are based on BPP only. And in case of, if you are wondering what about Kaplan, so please understand both are published houses and both are, just giving the same concept. It's just that their way of presentation is different. So let's say if you have availability to both of these workbooks, like workbooks and practice kit, if you have availability of both of the books, so I would recommend, in case you feel any concept is not strong, if your any concept is not strong, so try to refer that particular concept in other book only. Don't try to go with both books because that would waste a lot of your time. It's like Kaplan is like something 600 or 700 pages, and BPP is somewhat about 500 or something like that. So it doesn't make any sense you spending equal time for with both of the books. But instead, what I would recommend, try to complete both of their books. Otherwise, any one book is fine. Any one book is fine, but if you can, try to do both of the books, because practice kit is very important. Like, you can take the concept from the class. Okay, I teach you, you take read study notes, that's fine. But please complete the practice kit. Practice kit should be your Bible, should be your Gita, should be your holy book. It's very important. If you want to clear the, audit, or let's say any other subject, I'm not talking about audit specifically, at skill level or at, professional level, if you really want to clear any subject and want to ensure that you pass the subject, please do the practice kit at least 2 to 3 times. In case of audit, I would recommend 3 to 4 times. At least 2 to 3 times before exam, you should be able to complete practice kit. This is must. And this is the only mistake I see students making. They only complete practice kit 1 or 2 times and feel like, okay, we are ready for exam. No, you are not. Yeah, I'll be coming. I'll be coming. First, I hope now you can make the decision about Kaplan and BPP. And now the clarity about my notes is clear. Like, whether you should read it. I would not basically force you to read only my notes. It's your choice. But I am already told you my notes are based on BPP. Okay. So this point is clear, I hope. Right, everyone? Now, this is important. Okay. This is a new, okay, how many of you know about ACCA Learning Hub? First of all, tell me. Swam knows, Yash knows, Sakshi. Okay. So there are students who know. Any student who don't know, that would be a better question. Any student who don't know what is ACCA Study Hub? Just a moment, huh? Okay, Dinesh, you don't know. That's fine. Okay, let me introduce you to the ACCA Study Hub. Just a moment, huh? Just a moment, guys. Where are we? Yeah, we are here. So new share, I'll be sharing with the screen. Let me know if you can see this ACCA portal hub. Yeah, Mehak, that's my point. My notes are enough with the practice kit. That's the only point I wanted to emphasize. But if you want, you can refer the workbook. Okay, that was my point. Okay, I try to make the notes simplified for you with the same content that is available in the BPP, but BPP has given the professional language. Okay, so you have to consider that. That's up to you, Laksha. That's up to you. You know, students like to make their own notes when writing. Okay, so that's up to you. So I would recommend, in case you are attending the class, so you should make notes at that time only. Okay. Now let me know if you can see this screen. Let me know if you can see this ACCA logo. Yes. Okay. So this is ACCA site. So you would be just typing the, ACCA Global. I'll be just showing you, and you would basically come here. So this is your portal for the ACCA. See, that's a very subjective question, Plaksha. You can ask me about after the class. Like I cannot, tell you right away, like you should write or, type. That's up to you, how you are comfortable. Those students prefer written, but I'm not sure like whether you are comfortable with looking at the screen all the time. Okay. So I hope you guys can see the screen. So please get yourself familiarized with this portal, because this is very important. I'm going to cover a couple of points here, because this is our first class. So I want to introduce you to all the sources available to you, so that next time you will be able to access them by yourself. Okay, so in the Google you will be typing ACCA Global and this portal would come. I hope many of you are already familiarized yourself with this, because you are already registered with the ACCA. That's what I'm guessing, and that's why you should be familiar with this website. In case not, please familiarize yourself. And in this student portal, you should be able to use this, because ACCA provides a lot of content to you. Okay, so first I'll be covering the technical article, and then I'll be covering the ACCA study hub. I'll be introducing you both. So please go to the student and then go to the student support resources. Now this website, this site will open, and you need to select for the ACCA qualification. You need to select the exam you are preparing for. Like right now we are preparing for the audit and assurance. So you have other resources available here also. So you just click on the audit and assurance, and once you get there, so you'll be able to see a couple of options for you, and these all are relevant for you. But I would not recommend you to spend a lot of time. I would only recommend you to go through this once you have time, because this is very detailed. So what you would find here, you would find one particular thing, which is basically technical article, which is very important. Like in my notes, I have also given here, there's that technical article is very important. And then there is this examiner's report, which I'll be discussing in a quite a moment. You also have the access to past exam questions. If you want to refer past exam questions, so you can also come here and refer this. Okay. And then there is a ACCA study hub. So I'll be just introducing you for the ACCA study hub, but let's first talk about the technical article. Okay. So this is the technical articles, and this technical articles contain number of topics. So it's not like in technical article there will be entire syllabus, but specific topics which any of the ACCA member or ACCA affiliate, basically who are expert in their field, they post certain articles on certain topics. Like you would be reading about laws and regulation, you would be reading about risk assessment and understanding the entity. This is one of the most important standards of auditing. Audit risk, what is audit risk, ISA 330. These articles are written by professionals, and they are written for your reference. And what ACCA wants you, basically ACCA has given you this technical article for you to read. So I would definitely recommend you to read them, and to encourage this, to encourage the students read this technical article. In case this has happened in the past, that sometimes ACCA take these technical articles and make question out of them. Okay, so ACCA, in order to encourage this technical article, make questions out of these topics. So please do not underestimate them. And you can also, because this has been recently introduced, like you can also watch the video. Like if you click on this, so there will be a YouTube video would open from this link. So there are some articles, like if I open, would be an article written by an ACC member, basically explaining, and then there would be a video type article. So please go through them. This is very important for your exam. I don't want you to, be not aware about it, and later on the questions, your friend or your colleague tells you, okay, that question actually came from this article, and you actually missed on that article. So I don't want this to happen. Okay, so please read this article. This actually helps you clarify your topics. Once you understand a topic, try to read its relevant article, so you would be able to understand the topic, in much better detail, because this is written by a professional, so they would be, giving their practical experience. I hope this part is clear. Clear everyone about the technical articles importance? That you should go through the technical article and why it's important. Everyone? Yes or no? This needs to be read after portion covered by the class. Yeah, that definitely, that would be a good approach, Dinesh. If you cover it after the, any concept covered in the class, that would be a good approach. Okay. Now, another point, the examiner's report. Now, this is something that personally I recommend. It's not that it's compulsory for you, but this is something that I recommend. Please work. So please learn to how to navigate on this portal. Now, this is something, when I was studying, I actually went through all this. I was anxious because I was coming from my CA background. So I was not sure like who to approach, how to, give the exam. So I was nervous. So in order to, come over my anxiety, I actually went through all this. Like I read the examiner's report, and examiner's reports helps you. What examiner's reports are? Basically those people who check your paper now. Those people who check your paper, they provide the feedback. Okay, so they provide the feedback to the students, like where students are lacking. And one of the key feedback from the examiner team in case of audit is that students are not able to express themselves. And please understand, when I say express, it does not mean good English. Many students confuse good expression with good English. No, especially in ACCA. Why? Let me explain you why. It would sound logical. ACCA is a global exam. Okay, ACCA is a global exam. So people from Mexico, people from Europe, people from Asian countries, like there are many Asian countries, people from Dubai, like Middle East countries, they all are giving a exam for ACCA. And for most of them, English is not their first language. Clear everyone? So please do not make this phobia that you need to have a very good English. No, reasonable English is also acceptable, as long as you are able to convey your topic, as long as you are able to convey uh, your expression is strong. That's my entire point. So please go through this examiner's report. You would find the common mistakes like students do when they're preparing for the exams. So this will be, a kind of a very helpful way to, what not to do. This would actually help you to identify area where you need not to, waste time. Clear? So this is actually my personal favorite because I went through this and it actually helped me understand, because when you would be going through the answers of the PPP or Kaplan, you would find and you would feel this anxiety that you are not able to write this good, or the way the answer has been presented, you are not able to match the answer level. But because reading the examiner report, I actually understood that it is not required. You need to just express your point and reasonable points. Hopefully I have made, I have stressed on this point enough. Now I do not need to tell you like how should you prepare. So this would actually help you, guiding you like how should you prepare for your exam. Okay, I hope my 2 points are clear. Now finally, let's go to the ACCA portal. So I hope you have at least for once log into my ACCA. So let me just stop my screen for a moment. Just for a moment, I'm just logging in, so that I have to stop. Okay, now I'm just sharing my screen again. Let me know if you guys are able to see. I hope, yeah. Actually, I know there are students that have done. I'm just speaking to those students who have not done it yet. Okay, that's why I'm, taking you for each side. I know there must be some students who are thinking when the class will start. I know, but please understand, I have to cover all set of students here. Okay, okay, nice. Nice to know, Yash. Okay, so this is the portal. You would be giving your ID, your password, and you'll be signing in. Don't worry, Ashish, you will be given your password very soon. So please contact your, the person who have, registered yourself. So please contact with them and check with them. Okay, so this will be your My ACCA page, and here you can basically book your exam and do a lot of stuffs. Yeah, thanks, Anubhav. This is the reason that I'm trying to, give you the introduction. Okay, so you would basically go to the My Qualification page, and in My Qualification, this would actually pop up once you clear all your exams. So it looks like this, in case you haven't seen it. Okay, so let me just. Thanks. I'm actually looking for it. Yeah, this is here. I was actually okay. So ACCA Study Hub would be here. Now, what is ACCA Study Hub? Let me just quickly cover this. ACCA Study Hub. See, BPP, Kaplan are authorized partner for the publishing the syllabus for ACCA. So they are authorized partner. They are not ACCA themselves. They provide the content which is approved by the ACCA. But from this, from this quarter only, ACCA has introduced its own study material. So just click on the ACCA Study Hub. I did not actually open my, oh, sorry. Actually, I did not open my video for long and I forgot it. I was talking and it actually slipped out of my mind. Okay. So now this portal would look like this. Actually, I have already opened for the audit and assurance. I was trying like how this portal is. So this would be, your portal. You would be selecting your subject. Like if you are preparing for the exams between September till June, so you would be selecting your subject. There are other subjects available and it's all free. Like not free, basically you pay your membership, you pay your student registration fees and all that, and this portal would be available to you. Okay, so you would be going to this like audit and assurance in case you are preparing for audit and assurance. There are other subjects as well like corporate law, financial accounting, and also for the professional level. So entire syllabus would be available to you. So I just select my audit and assurance. And then what I do, I basically start, going through this syllabus. Like they give the entire content for the audit and assurance. Like, okay, now this page has opened and you can see the introductory pages, chapter wise, they have given the details, and after the chapter wise, they have also given the test. Okay, so let me just quickly open. Like if I open chapter 1, so it would be starting with this, like what is external auditor, what is assurance engagement development, like a basically preview of the chapter, what would happen. And then you would start navigating. And after, once you start navigating, you would rate yourself, like whether you have high confidence after, reading this, medium confidence or low confidence. The reason for that is that at least you can highlight those areas which you find yourself, you find very weak, and later on you can come back and concentrate on those areas which you find weak. Okay, so this is the reason, the way this has been designed, and it's beautifully designed. The only problem I see with this portal, it's very lengthy and it's very technical. Okay, like if you read BPP, you read Kaplan, you read ACCA Study Hub, you have all the 3 sources available now. But only problem with the this portal is that it's too lengthy. It has too much content. Otherwise it's wonderfully developed. It's wonderfully developed. Like if I just go to all the concepts, after completing the concept, it would also recommend like which technical article I should prepare. There are summary notes, and then it would ask me to take the quiz. Like if I just open, so it would be basically giving me quiz, and I have answered I've given some wrong answers, so it actually tells me where I have given the wrong answers, and based on that, I can see like which area I have scored poor, and then I can go back to the concepts, and basically the concept that I have marked weak, I will focus on them again. I hope this is clear. I hope the way this has been this has been made is clear to you. Okay, clear, guys? No books from the ACC, Anuba. We don't get any books from the ACC. You need to buy books separately. They have, or whatever ACC provides you, especially when you are in India or you are not in UK, all you get is online content. Okay. So this was for the ACCA Study Hub. Now let me come back to my PPT. So we'll be just starting the class like in 5 minutes. I just wanted to, give you the background, the concepts. It's 1 hour in the class and we have now started studying right now. Okay. I was just giving you, I was preparing for the everything that is there for the audit and insurance. So I think now the examiner's report, ACCA technical articles, CB practice platform. Oh, okay. This point is missing. This point is missing. So these 3 points at least are clear. I'll be just clearing. This is very important. Anyone who does not know CB practice platform? Anyone? Yeah, I'll be telling you, Riddhi. In a moment, I'll be covering like when we will cover these syllabus. Anyone know who does not know what is CB practice platform? Please let me know. This is very important, very, very important. Okay. Like this is one of the most important thing. Okay. Anyway, I was about to cover, but I just wanted to, address those students particularly because I know after, there would be students who would be taking this class offline. So like after the batch over, so they would be having questions. So similar to the ACCA Study Hub, there is this platform, CBE Practice Platform. It's a wonderful platform for you. How you would be giving an exam now, like you would be giving exam in a computer based scenario. So this platform provides you this type of scenario. So it's a mock test for you. So see, you will be clicking on the CBA practice platform, and there this type of portal would open, and accordingly you would select your exam. Like I would select audit and assurance, and which type of audit and assurance I'm giving for international, and then I would be selecting, like I can select from the past exam, and let's say I assign myself one exam, and then I'll be coming to the audit chapter, like advanced audit, and I'll be starting. So basically the purpose of this is that you select your subject, basically any subject. Like you can see, like in when I was preparing for AFM or basically performance management or SBI subject, so I have given these mock tests myself, and I have given multiple mock tests. So let me just show you one just for the sake of the class. So once you open, so it will give you an introduction, like how this is different from the actual exam scenario, and that there is no time clock and so many more things that it would tell you. Okay. And this is kind of no, it's not a pre-boards, it's a mock test, Anuba. It's a mock test. You are trying to give exam by yourself, and it's no marking. You are just testing yourself, just a mock test. Okay, so this actually helps you practice for the exams, because even if a student is good in concepts, even if he knows how to write well, but what if he does not able to navigate through the exam? Yeah, the purpose is to get yourself, familiarize yourself with the exam. Okay, that's a very good point, Yash. So you would be, basically going through this. I'll not be reading it for you. Please read it yourself. My only purpose is to, cover it for you. So it's basically saying the way the ACCA exam comes and the way this portal has. There are very small changes, but on the entirety, this is very similar. So it has mentioned like this would be section A, there would be section B, and then you would click yes. and then you would start the exam. This is international audit. Okay. Oh, sorry, advanced audit, not audit subject. I have selected the advanced audit. And here you would be, giving an exam question like this. You would be given a case study. You would be opening the snippets, like you would be opening each exhibits here. And then, is it not moving here? Okay. Maybe exam sharing is not, screen sharing is not allowed here. Okay. So sorry. Thank you for addressing this. So sorry. Thanks for PPT screen is showing. So sorry. I was actually okay. Let me just show you again. I was actually working on it. I have to, I think, do multiple screen sharing right now. Advance. Okay, no worries. So right now, I hope the screen is visible. I hope now the screen is visible. Is it visible? Okay. So sorry, I was actually, not showing you what I was doing. Let me just reshare it. So you would be, similarly like your ACCA Study Hub, you'll be selecting your CB practice platform. Okay. Once you select CB practice platform, it would open, a portal like this. Okay. You would be selecting your particular exam, like which subject you want to select. So right now, let's select advanced audit. And here we are preparing for the international advanced audit. So I'm just assigning one exam for myself. Yeah, definitely. Ashish, you would be getting the recording of this entire lecture. Don't worry. That's why it's online classes. Okay. So I have just assigned one exam for myself. Like I can assign myself this exam, and then I would go and launch this exam. So what would happen? A screen like this would pop up, and basically this is the same screen you would be facing in your exam scenario. And then your exam would look like this. Okay. There would be exhibits. You would be opening them. You would be reading them. Like you can, zoom in as much as you want. And accordingly, you would be given a note where you would be typing. Okay. Like here I can type audit, assurance, evidences. So you would be typing this and you would be submitting your answer in this. So this is a kind of, mock test for you that helps you prepare for the exams. Clear, everyone? And this is very important. Okay, everyone clear? So please get yourself familiarized with the CB practice platform before the exam, And this is, I'm emphasizing with all my, willpower that you should at least complete 4 to 5 CB practice platform exams, at least 4 to 5 mock tests. This is very important for you. 4 to 5 mock tests for audit. No, nothing less than 4 to 5. Okay. I know that some student maybe is thinking that this is too impractical, but please, this is very important. Before exam, you need to appear for at least 3 to 4 or at least 4 to 5 CV mock tests, and then you'll be able to assess how much you are comfortable with the exam. Okay. So that's all for the introductory part. Now let's get started with our ACCA studies for the audit and assurance. Okay. I hope I have been able to explain all the points. Now, those students who have been eagerly waiting, now we will start the class. So this CV practice platform point is now cleared. Okay. Any point till now? Anybody have any doubt before we start the class? And some of the students are thinking, okay, class is now starting. Okay. Everyone clear? And is my speed okay? Like I haven't started it, but is my speed okay? Are you able to understand everything I'm trying to say? Okay, when will the course complete? Okay, last point. When will the syllabus completion date? So syllabus completion date. Okay. My video is stuck. Is everyone facing the video issue? Okay. So Harsh, please try to look at your end. I'm not seeing any issue from other students. Okay. Yeah, I'll be, I see, that's why I have given this, that during the class or after the syllabus completion. How we are going to prepare for the strategy is not something I can tell you right now. Something, first of all, you have to understand the audit, and then I'll be able to teach you like what are the tricks. Okay. Okay. So completion. So please understand, we are going with 2 classes a week. Okay. And this is for December exam. So my guess is that this is estimate. Obviously, it differs from class batch to batch. So my guess is right now we would be having at least like 20 approx classes. Now, if 20 classes would take, and we have started with 9 September as our first class. So please calculate like how many weeks we'll be able to complete. And what I have calculated previously, like 2, 4, 6, and then 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 16 and 18, 20. So it's somewhat around 12th November, somewhat around. If we are, we are not rushing. This is when we are not rushing. Okay. I'll try to keep a very optimized speed, not a very fast, not a very slow, a very optimized speed. So I'm expecting it to be completed. At least I want you to give at least 15 days before your exam preparation. So you would be giving most likely 5th December to 7th September, December, like your exam would be happening at this date. So before that, I want to give you at least 15 days for your preparation. And before the class, before the batch ends, we would have one mock test in the class. Okay. And if you guys want, so we will be having one revision class as well, or basically one query session. So after the class, we can also have one query session or revision class, whatever suits you. Okay. Is everything clear now? I make a lot of mess of these slides. Before I start writing, it looks beautiful, and after I stop writing, it looks like some mess. Okay. Now, this would be your syllabus. And even if I explain you right now, so most of you would not be able to understand in case you are reading audit for the first time. So for the timing, I will be skipping it. But just after we complete a couple of concepts, then I'll be, teaching you like what this actually is. This is your syllabus. Like we'll be introducing to the audit and assurance, the statutory requirement, corporate governance. This is something that I have to first teach you, and then we'll be coming back. Like in the class itself, we'll be coming back to it. Okay. So I'm right now not covering like what is in the syllabus, because you have to first understand what is in the syllabus. Okay. So our first chapter number 5, chapter number 1, sorry. Introduction to the audit. Audit and assurance. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is audit? Or let's say, can anyone tell me what is assurance? Maybe some students know what is audit. So what is assurance? Can anyone explain me? No, Yash, this is not assurance. Guarantee is not assurance. And I'll be teaching you specifically that audit or assurance is never guarantee. Guarantee is not correct for audit and assurance. Not promise. Opinion. Okay. A very valid point, Dinesh. Opinion. Checking the, okay, who has given this? I think. Just a moment. This is actually. Okay, Akansha has said checking the quality of work done. Okay. Oh. Please go back. Huh. That's a very good answer, Akansha, about the checking the quality. Assurance is giving limited guarantee. As I said, Plaksha, there is no guarantee. Guaranteed can never be limited. Guarantee is something that you give absolutely. There is no limitation into the guarantee. Okay. So guarantee has nothing to do with the audit and assurance. And this is something that I would be clearing to you, that there is no such thing as guarantee. Review. Okay, that's a good point, Yash. Believe that you can do something. I think what your point is, Yash, is confidence. Giving confidence. Right? After checking the financial statement of a company, assuring about their performance to them. Very almost an accurate definition, Swam. But those who don't know what Swam said, let me explain. Like I'll be explaining you. So what I am able to understand, that you have some sort of idea, but not sure exactly what it is. A high degree of certainty that something is accurate. Okay, that's very close, Riddhi. That's a very close definition. Giving confidence about work done. Yeah, that's again very close. So let's stating whether financial statement of a company are reliable or not. Right now, I have asked assurance, not audit. Though you guys are giving the definition of audit, but let's try to see what does it mean. Okay, so I like to do this to the students. The first thing that I teach you about audit and assurance. Okay, this is the index. We'll be coming to this, don't worry, because there is no point in explaining to you what in the index unless you know what it is. Okay, please focus on this area. Only focus on this definition. Do not read this. Only read this definition. I like to do this to the students. Like, please read this definition. Again, Aditya, there is no such thing as guarantee in the audit and assurance. Now let's focus. An assurance engagement. And you would be learning this word engagement. Whenever we talk about audit or assurance, we'll be learning that there is a word associated with them. Assurance engagement, audit engagement. You'd always find that. So what is an assurance engagement? It is an engagement, okay, in which a practitioner obtains sufficient appropriate evidences in order to express a conclusion designed to enhance the degree of confidence of the intended user other than responsible party about the outcome of evaluation or measurement of a subject matter against criteria. Now tell me, you can see the smile on my face. How many of you actually understood what does it say? How crystal clear it was. And this is, I actually find it very fascinating, because this is the first thing that they teach you to the students about assurance by giving the definition. And I don't know why they feel that student would understand it, immediately. Though the thing that they have said is very simple, but the way they have said now, like if I talk about this, okay, the problem with this definition, like engagement, practitioner, sufficient appropriate evidences, okay, conclusion, degree of confidence, intended user, responsible party, outcome, subject matter, criteria. Like, what is going on here? Right? So let's understand this. Let's make it simple for you. Okay. Let me start. Let me, tell you a story. Let me tell you a first story before we, get into this. Just give me a moment, huh? Sorry. Just give me a moment. And please remind me in case my video is not visible. I have stopped my video for a moment. I hope now my video is visible. Right? Okay. Heavy English. And some students are saying in Hindi, dar ka mahol hai, bahut bhari shabd. Okay, that's fine. And that's why you have, enrolled for the class. That's why I'm here. Okay, let's get serious now. Okay, let's say you have, yeah. Let's say you have 2 CR. 2 CR means 2 crore rupees, or let's say 20 million, in case anybody is confused. You have 2 CR, or let's say 20 million. Okay, right now I'm talking about Indian rupees. So you have 2 CR and 20 million, and you have to buy a plot or a flat in a building. So let's not talk about plot, let's talk about flat. Okay, you have to buy a flat in this building. This is, constructed, and a builder is selling it to you. Okay, they are claiming a lot of things about this building, that it's a well constructed, very strong, strongly built. Sorry for the writing, but I hope you are able to understand what I'm trying to say here. Okay, strongly built. This is really poorly written. Strongly built. Okay, and there's a very if you buy this property today, so the prices of the property would go up like in next 1 year. Okay, everybody is, there's a very high demand, everybody is crazy about buying this building. This is, all these are claims made by the builder. The builder is basically making all these claims, and you have to invest this 2 crore because you are looking for buying a property. Tell me, how would you know, how do you know that this builder is actually saying the truth? He's not lying to you. If you, let's say, invest your 2 crore rupees, it's a very, hard earned money. It's your hard earned money. It's your savings. It's not like 2 crores is available to, everyone. People work a lot of, they put a lot of efforts to earn this much money. Like for some people, it takes their life to, earn this much. And now you are considering of buying a property. What if this building gets demolished in a single earthquake? What if, there is some construction issues, some fire issues? How would you know? Okay, please. First we have to examine. Okay, Divya, you say you have to examine. Tell me how. Okay, one student has said, and this is a very good point. Don't worry. This is a very good point, that we have to check or examine. But tell me, you are an accountant or a lawyer, or let's say an IT engineer. How would you check? Anubha also said by examining his work. Okay, but do you know how? Okay, Anubha, or basically, Anubha has said, Divya has said, and Akansha also said checking other sources. Tell me, okay, tell me any 5 tips to check a property quickly. You have guys said like we should examine their work. Tell me 5 tips how to, check a property. Because I'm trying to raise a point here. Give me, 5 things we should look into a property. Tell me. How do you know, Anubha, about earthquake resistance? Fair value of the property, Tanvi says. Right now, I'm not talking about the value. I'm talking about, the construction quality, the past work. Let's say the builder is 5 years old and he has built several projects. So 5 years is long enough to check the data. I think you guys are missing one point here. Can I say, see, I'm not sure about you. You guys seem so, confident and so competent. But I feel that if I go, buy a property, I would not know. Please understand. I would not know lot of things about buying property. Like which raw material? Can anyone tell me which raw material we should use when building a property? Or let's say, what is, the mix? What should be the mixture? Okay, how to read the fire report? Somebody actually mentioned like we should, say earthquake reports. Can you tell me how to read those? Do you have the skill or knowledge? I do not. Personally, I do not. I do not know. Now, do you see the problem? Do you see the problem? Yes, you are actually pointing it out, but did you understand the point that I'm trying to make here? So let me just quickly remove it. So I just quickly make this, in a very small sentences because I have made so much mess here. So did you get my point? That somebody is claiming something. Okay, somebody is claiming something, and you do not have expertise in that, and you have lot of stake. You're spending lot of money, which is very crucial for you. So there is a stake. There is, a claim made by somebody, and you wanted to get it checked. You want to get it checked. So who would we would refer here? Basically, Dinesh actually mentioned here that we should, take engineer. So can I say a surveyor? A surveyor? Can I say a surveyor would be a better person to evaluate the claim? And do you think any surveyor would be good, or somebody who's independent? Let's say the builder says, okay, I have one surveyor and he's my nephew. He will tell you whether this building is, very well constructed or not. Do you think, can you rely on this surveyor? They will be biased. Very good, very good. Mehak said they will be biased. So we need somebody, a surveyor who is independent, right? We should take our own surveyor. Very good point, Anubha. So basically when we say our own, so the only point that we are trying to make here is that they should be independent and not biased. Correct? And okay, now we have selected that there should be an independent, there should be surveyor who would basically, who have expertise like civil engineers, right? Let's not go to the auditor right now. Let's first of all build the case. So we have, engineer, they have expertise. Okay, they would be having expertise. They would be, having, they would be independent, and they would be evaluating this for us. Okay. So let me just see. So they would be checking this. Now they would do, they would, check reports, which I'm not able to understand. They would check reports of the builder. Like you guys mentioned correctly, past data, past results. Past results. They would, verify with, third parties like fire department about the the security of the building, like how good building is constructed. So they would check multiple sources, like from the reports issued from the, third parties, and from the past data, and then they would be able to say that whether this property is, a good buy or a bad buy, whether they can, they would tell this. Like if I just, make this clearly, actually I don't leave the space, just a moment. I wish I had similar notepad, and this notepad technology should have been there when I was in school. I wouldn't have wasted so many books. So we have surveyor who is expert. He is independent. He is checking the builder, sources multiple, like reports, past data, certificates. Okay. And then they issue a report to us. Okay. That whether this building is safe or not. Okay, and after this, we can make our own decision whether to buy this building or not, right? So have we understood this process? Any confusion here? Anyone, any doubt? Clear? Anyone? So this is assurance. If you know this, so you already know assurance. Now, this time, please read it again. And I know I just have to explain certain terms, but this definition you already know. Why were you saying that all this actually went from your head? Okay, now tell me. Read this again and tell me whether it's still confusing. So, it's an engagement. Oh. So it's an engagement. Basically, you can say engagement as an arrangement or a contract. Okay, whatever you want to say. So you would always find that this is like kind of a service. Okay, so you would always find this. So it's an engagement which a practitioner. So here practitioner is surveyor or basically a professional. Obtains sufficient appropriate evidences. Sufficient appropriate, basically I'll be discussing it, but this basically means enough. Evidences basically means proofs. To express a conclusion. Conclusion basically whether to buy or not. Okay. To enhance the degree of confidence. Basically giving assurance. Assurance means basically giving somebody confidence whether that is actually okay or not. To the intended user. Intended user is one who's buying the property. Other than responsible party. Can anyone tell me who's responsible party here? What is a responsible party? If we go with the definition. Anyone? Yeah, correct. Builder. So responsible party about the outcome. Okay, whether it was correct or not. Okay, whether safe building or not. On subject matter, again certain criteria. So subject matter is the building and criteria is like the standards. So we'll be discussing this. So if I say, can I just say this in a simple way? You know, this definition is very technical, but can I say that there is a practitioner, which is basically a professional who is, you know, working for this intended user, who's working for this intended user and checking the work of responsible party. And they would be checking against certain criteria. So this is assurance, basically giving somebody confidence, right? Because they do not have the expertise. They do not have the expertise. So they need somebody which can actually check the work for them. Okay. So this is assurance. Now there would be three parties. So assurance is basically a three-party, you know, relationship. First is your practitioner, second is your intended user, third is your responsible party. Practitioner would be, you know, you guys, ACCA, future ACCA, or you know, the practitioners. You can basically work as an assistant of ACCA, but I'd be expecting you guys working as an ACCA as a practitioner. Intended user would be, you know, property buyer. People like me, I would need to buy a property, so I would be taking your help. And then responsible party would be the management or the builder. Please read and let me know in case of any doubt. Is this concept crystally clear? Are you crystally clear about this concept now? Any doubt, guys? We took our time, but I want you to have, you know, crystal clarity about this. Hiral, is this the question or you're saying something? Okay. So clear everyone about assurance. Assurance is somewhat you're giving comfort or confidence. Please understand it's not guarantee. It's not guarantee. I will explain you later why not guarantee. It's not a guarantee. Okay. Please understand, seal this in your mind that this is not a guarantee. Okay. You're giving assurance to a intended user against a responsible party. So there would be one party preparing the data, preparing some information, and you are checking that information. Clear? This is, fundamental concept. Okay. Okay. So this is simply same thing that I have given, that I have, explained you for the assurance signature professional. Like I have just given the same definition in a simple language. Let me know if I need to explain it or it's clear. I hope this is clear now. Please read and let me know. We will move to the next slide. Understood? Clear. Okay. So this is you guys. You. Oh, okay. Please. This is a auditor, and this is the person who's scared. But can you tell me why he's scared? The person who's scared. Can you tell me the person who's scared? Is it the intended user or the responsible party? The builder. Very good, Yash. The responsible party. Yep. So he would be the builder because your work is getting checked. So you would always be nervous, that what if some mistakes come out? And we'll talk about mistakes. We'll talk about misstatements actually. That claims aren't true. Yep. It could be due to error or due to fraud. So it could be both ways. Sham, Swayam, I would recommend not to use this during the class. Okay. Just for the purpose that nobody finds it offensive. Okay. It's fine. For me, it's fine as long as other fellow students does not find it uncomfortable. Okay. Okay. Now, this is something that we have just covered. I just need to explain to you. So when we talk about assurance, there are 5 elements of assurance. And to remember this, there is, a mnemonic. Like you can use this mnemonic. Okay, the color is blue. I don't like blue color. So you can use this to memorize this. Criteria, report, evidence, subject matter, 3-party relationship. So in an assurance, there would be an intended user, there will be a responsible party, there would be a practitioner. I hope the 3-party relationship is clear. 3-party relationship is clear. Subject matter. So here the subject matter is building. Okay. Okay. In case of company, we are very soon going to understand about the financial statement, that your subject matter would be financial statement. But right now we are talking about assurance as an overall perspective. So it would be subject matter. So building would be subject matter. So as you can read here, so we have included that in case of company, it could be financial statement as well. Okay. Or it could be non-financial. And I would explain like why non-financial here, because I would be covering what is difference between audit and assurance. Okay, so subject matter would be the thing that you're checking. Okay, evidence is basically you would be gathering, obtaining. So as a practitioner, you need to gather the evidences in order to prove that you have checked the information. It's not like, let's say tomorrow I buy a property. Okay, I buy a property based on your report, and that property, gets demolished. Or basically it becomes a, later I find out that building was actually poor. So I will sue you. I will sue you that why did you issue a wrong report? When the building was not, was not well constructed, then why did you issue the report like that? So you would show me your evidences. You would show that actually I have gathered the evidences and I did not find anything wrong there. So I could say based on that the building was safe. But later on, actually, it was actually a very heavy earthquake, which was, irrespective of the material you use, the building collapsed later on. So it was not because of the, lack of evidences. It was actually something that was beyond the control. So I have some basis to save myself. So that's why a professional practitioner needs to obtain evidences. Clear this point? Obtaining evidences is very crucial in audit. Like assurance, or audit, it's very important to obtain evidences. This is like, the most critical thing for the audit, the evidences. Clear about the evidences? Report is something that you issue to the intended user. You basically, formal report. This is basically formal. You can simply say, okay, the building is safe, but you need to formalize things. So this why you basically issue a report, and based on this report, you can be basically, yeah, we are covering Akansha, we are covering the audit and assurance. I'm just right now discussing the elements of assurance. We are just covering it. Okay, criteria would be like, they are best practices. Criteria, please understand as best practices. So normally the builders that build the, buildings, that construct the building, that normally use, certain level of raw material, certain quality of raw material. Okay, they build building in a certain time frame. It's not like they build they quickly build the building. They take their time. Criteria are basically best practices that happen in an industry. Okay, so whether you follow the best practices, okay, if you, let's say, are not following the best practices, so that means your work is poor. Can I say, if you do not follow the best practices, so your work standard is not good, right? So if builder is actually, meeting the best practices, so we can say, yeah, he has matched the criteria, right? Let's say if he has, used basically iron rods in the building which are, rusted. So do you think the builder is meeting the right criteria? Okay, so criteria are basically best practices. I hope all these elements are clear. Any point, any doubt about these elements? This is something that we have already discussed. It's just that we are breaking down from the study point. Clear, everyone? Any doubt? Okay, good. Okay, so this is basically the example of assurance. This is actually given in your PPP book. So this would be your activity 1. And I don't think we need to spend much time because we have already covered it. So in case you are building a house, okay, you're buying a house which is basically was built in 1900. So what kind of assurance report you would be getting? So what kind of assurance report you would be getting? Tell me. You're buying a property of 1900. So you need certain level of confidence. Okay, so what type of report you would be getting in before buying this? Basically, you want to ensure that you are, investing in a right building. So tell me. Okay, so I am says audit report. No, this would be basically the thing would be called audit report, but it would be surveyor report. Okay, of engineer. We just discussed this. Okay. You would be getting an engineer, a surveyor who would be issuing the report about the quality of the building or basically the house, that whether the roof is strong. Okay, roof is strong enough that it would not shatter or collapse later on. Fireproofing. Okay, the basic things. Yeah. Basically, you are using I was actually telling you like I would be discussing like what is audit report, because you guys are confusing the assurance report with the audit report. I'll be clearing it in a moment. Okay, now next point. You are a local council, okay, who has issued $10,000 as a grant to an organization who runs sports activity for children. What assurance support you would be getting? So the question is, in case anybody is not clear, there is an organization that works for children, and we are donating it $10,000. So what do you want to ensure about this organization before donating this $10,000? What do you want to ensure? Let's not talk about the what type of audit assurance support, but let's talk about what would be your major concern for donating this $10,000 to this organization. How they take care. Good point. Please, everyone, participate. Amount is used for the purpose for which the grant is given. Very good point, Harsh. They'll use the money responsibly. Very good point, Hiral. organization should use this money for children. So everybody is saying they should not misappropriate the fund, right? Everybody is saying that we are concerned about the misappropriation, the credibility, good quality equipment. Very good point, Tanvi, that the equipments they buy, they are actually of good quality, right? So we have our own concerns, and that's why we would find an independent professional who would basically check their books of accounts, check their accounts, and check whether this $10,000 you have donated have actually been used in correct purpose. Like the trustee does not take this money for its own personal purpose, right? So this would be provided by a professional who would basically check their accounts, right? Justified usage. So now the assurance part is clear, like what assurance is used for. Clear, everyone? Okay. Now, these are some of the examples. Now, before covering the examples, can you tell me the benefits about assurance without looking at it? Without looking at here, can you tell me the benefits of assurance? What are the benefits? Reduces risk. Very good point, Anubhav. Very good point. That's a very, very well put. Because this is a very important point when we talk about, assurance. It reduces the risk. And can you elaborate more, like whose risk it reduces and what type of risk it reduces? Provide reasonable assurance. Very good point. We'll be covering about reasonable assurance. Can make a decision. Good point, Dinesh. We can make decision based on the, assurance. Doubt of the intended user. Yeah. Very good point, Mahek. Decision making. Yeah, this is the same point. So I hope you are able to understand the concept. So the way you are answering, I can understand that you have understood the concept. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. So provide an independent opinion. So independent means basically unbiased opinion. Okay. There is no biasness. External source, like it would be a third party. So we know that this would be independent. Credibility. Credibility means quality, that now we can, reliability. And management biases. Management biases basically means that management do not manipulate the data. They do not manipulate the data. Okay. Non-standard or modified opinion draws attention. So this is something that I may not be able to explain. Let me just try to simplify it for you. What it means is that, let's say auditor says that everything is okay. So there are two ways of explaining it. Giving an unmodified opinion. Unmodified means that I have not modified my opinion. I have said that everything is okay. So I'm not giving an unconditional opinion. An unconditional or unmodified opinion. So it means everything is okay. When we talk about modified opinion, so this is not a good thing. And companies and organizations are scared when an auditor issues modified opinion, because it means that there are some mistakes or misstatements. And when you issue a modified opinion, so that means basically auditor is saying that there is some misstatement, so I cannot give 100% assurance about it. Basically, I cannot give the reasonable assurance about it. So it draws attention, basically means when an auditor issues a report, or basically an assurance or professional practitioner issues a report. So if they issue a modified opinion, so that means they say that not everything is correct, and which basically draws. So let me just quickly explain. Let's say there are two companies. And both have, let's say, 10 million value. Both have 10 million value. You are right now not sure which company to invest. But let's say the professional practitioner basically identifies and tells you that this company has a pending case. And they have not disclosed it here. This 10 million, they have 10 million value, but they have not disclosed this pending case. Now tell me, which company would you like to buy? Though the case is not, the case is going in the court, but it's not like the company have to pay the amount. But let's say that there is a pending case. So which company you would basically prefer to buy? The other one, the one which does not have the case, right? Because this information actually changed because the professional practitioner draw your attention here, right? So this is the importance of the assurance practice professional. Like, their report can change the decision making of a person. Do you see the relevance? And do you see the benefit to the user? Yeah, there might be chances, and that's why, because if I provided you this additional information, that way you are able to make better decision, and that way now you are able to rely, okay, this 10 million they are reporting is not understated or overstated, right? It's not like it's 1 million wealth and they are saying that it's 10 million. So you can rely on that, and they can issue this modified opinion that no, this 10 million is not correct, there's also this pending case. So they actually show you the modified opinion, so suddenly you draw attention and suddenly you know what to do, right? So this is the benefit of the assurance report. I hope these points are clear. And definitely expertise and knowledge is of a professional practitioner is used, so definitely helps. Okay, now type of assurance engagement. Okay, type of assurance engagement. There'll be a statutory audit. Statutory audit basically means audit. I'm just going to cover audit just in a moment. Audit required by law. So whenever you heard this word statutory, now always consider it as law. Statutory substitute means law. Legal requirement. Good point. A review of cash flow. So earlier in our example, we have covered. Okay. Let me just quickly and make you understand the difference between audit and assurance, because that way I'll be able to explain these examples better. Just a moment. Okay, just a moment. Let me just quickly add you one slide here, and now let me explain difference between audit and assurance, because I'll be able to explain the examples then. And I have to anyway cover the audit and assurance difference. This is audit. Let me show you. Let me just draw a circle. So let's say this is assurance. When we talk about audit now, audit. So this is audit. What does it mean? Assurance is greater than, or basically has a, I would say, better scope than audit. Okay. So assurance can be for financial as well as for non-financial. So builder case is an example of non-financial case. Let's say you want to check whether a company has complied with certain laws and regulations. Okay, there are laws and regulation for pollution and IT technology, like data security of the users, or let's say IT or pollution. There are certain laws. So you want to check whether the company has complied with the laws and regulation. So you can get a report from an professional practitioner. Okay, that would be covered under the scope of audit, assurance, sorry, because that is non-financial. For audit, we normally use it for financial information verification. So assurance has a bigger scope. It's only financial, but assurance has also a scope of financial and non-financial. Clear? Clear about difference between assurance and audit? So audit is a basically subset, I would say subset to the assurance. Okay. So let's get back. So we were discussing the cash flow review forecast, which will be So, let me also explain one more concept about the financial statement. I hope you guys already know, but let me just quickly explain. When we talk about financial statement now of an entity, it means balance sheet, P&L. Okay, let me ask you, what else comes in the financial statement? Can anyone tell me? There are many students of FI, so they should be able to quickly answer it. Very good, very good, very good. Yep. Cash flow, SOKI, and one more. I haven't seen. Is there anything is missing here? Because I haven't seen any student replying me. That's interesting. There's one thing missing. Can anyone tell me? Why question mark, Hiral? You should be confident. No question mark. When I'm asking question, no question mark is allowed. Notes to accounts. Okay. That makes your financial statement. And these are called general purpose financial statement. Please understand, when we talk about this set, this is called general purpose financial statement. These are prepared according to the accounting standards, International Accounting Standard or IFRS. Or in case of India, we have our own standards, which is basically called Ind AS or accounting standard. So these are prepared based on these guidelines. Okay, so these are called general purpose financial statement. This is for everyone. Like everyone have access to it. Can anyone tell me some big companies name? I will give you like a couple of examples here, because I think I need to spend like a couple of time, a little bit of time here as well. Any big company, even no, not the audit companies, the company that Reliance, Tata, British Telecom. Okay, good. So when we say okay. Yeah, when we talk about Reliance or Tata, so they issue their financial statements, and these financial statements can be accessed even by you and me. Like if I right now go to their website now, I can download their financial statement. Okay, Infosys, Air India. So this is basically for every person. Like basically their employees, their shareholders. Basically financial statement are mainly prepared for shareholders, but they can be accessed by employees, their supplier, because let's say Tata or Reliance basically works in a operation and they need input material. So they would be supplier, there would be banks. So there are a couple of stakeholders that basically, check their financial statement before dealing with the company. Customer also, like in our builder case example, anyone know any construction company? Before dealing, with the company, with the entity. Yeah, DLF, very good example. Yes. So DLF is a construction company in India. So when they sell their building project, so if I read their financial statement, so I can check whether I should deal with a DLF or not. For one example would be, let's say you go with a builder. You go with a builder and they have lots of loan. And now let's say you give your money to them. Okay. And what if they are not able to construct your house because they have a lot of loan, and now they fail to construct your house, and now they cannot repay your loan. They cannot repay your money, right? So you would avoid such builders, right? Yeah, that's a good example, Anuba. So do you see the importance of financial statement from the point of view of customer, from the point of view of supplier, from the point of view of shareholder? They are very relevant. Okay, so they need to be, I'll be covering, like I'm too, I'm just covering this point too early. So I'll be just coming back to you. So I hope you understand the importance of general purpose financial statement and what does they mean. like what are general purpose financial statement, and we'll be talking about general purpose financial statement a lot during the entire course. Clear, everyone? Anyone and have any doubt? Okay, let's start with again. So when we say statutory audit, so it's a audit required by law, which happens for large organizations, large or medium sized organizations. This happens, and basically companies required. Okay. Shut up. Yeah, registered under Companies Act, or basically trust or government agencies, they are required by law. Okay, so statutory audit basically means audit is required by law, legal requirement to have an audit, and that will be done for large organization or trust or government agencies. Okay, so any company in India who's registered under Companies Act is required to have their audit. Okay, in case you were wondering. So even small companies are required to have their audit. Yeah, NPOs, any NPO that is registered under the Companies Act, like Section 8, if then they will be required to have the audit. This is as per the India. Okay, I'm not talking about UK right now. So UK have exemptions for audit. We'll be talking the exemptions for in a moment. Okay, one thing, guys. No, I'll not say this. Let's see. If any student tells me, then only I'll explain. Okay. Entity financial results for first half year. This is called interim report. So don't worry if you are not able to understand these examples right now. We'll be covering them because this is something that we'll be covering throughout the syllabus. This is just a startup. Okay. Review of threats which could affect business ability. So there is a term called going concern. Going concern means that let's say you are unable to, like in this case of DLF, let's say they have lot of loans and they will not be able to construct the building because they need funds, but they are not able to first of all repay their loans, so they are unable to do their operations. So do you think if such situation arises, this company will be able to operate in future if this continues? So this is called going concern. I hope students were already aware. I was just explaining it because we have a very major role in audit for going concern. So any company who may not be able to continue its operation in future, it will basically considered not a going concern. Okay, so sometimes what happens if company faces some financial difficulty or some legal difficulty, that let's say in India there was export of rices. So any company dealing in rice suddenly will have a major backdown. Now who they will sell their rices to? Like if they export their rices and their main operation is selling the rices, and government today bans the rices, so do you think that that business will continue to operate? So will that affect business completely, and they will cease to exist in future? So this is actually considered as not a going concern, and this is very important because let's say you prepare your financial statement basically based on accrual basis of accounting. I hope you understand that there is a non-current assets, non-current liability, long-term liability, short-term liability. I hope you understand that. In case you are not a going concern now, so you will not be preparing your balance sheet based on non accrual based of accounting. You have to report your assets and liability at their fair value, and there will be no non-current assets or non-current liability. In case you were not aware about this, so I just told you that this is the importance of a going concern, because let's say this is actually becoming a little annoying navigating through this. Okay, so because let's say if if your balance sheet, I'm just showing you a simple balance sheet. Let's say non-current assets, let's say your plant and machinery, your investments, your building, all that, and then there is a current assets, let's say your inventory, trade receivable, and let's say your non-current assets constitute out of this 100 million, it constitutes 70 million. And this was constitute at least 30 million. But tomorrow, if you stop becoming going concern, so your balance sheet would now look like this as a current assets of 100 million. And because you're not a going concern, most likely your 100 million will go down. It would be like 70 million or 60 million, depending upon the fair value. Now, if anyone who reads your balance sheet, they will immediately know, okay, this is not a going concern. This is not a going concern entity. So should we deal with this company? Should we do business with this company? This would, majorly impact. A going concern is a very important issue. And I am explaining it for the future purpose, though I did not need to explain it this detail, but we are going to cover it in the future. So that's why I thought it's better if I, create a build-up concept for you for the going concern. So going concern importance is clear, what it does to the financial statement and why it's important for the entity, how it is basically, affects the stakeholder decision to invest in your company. Is it clear? I don't want any student to be doubtful about this. Okay, so there is basically assurance information which basically focus on your going concern only. So if you look at this example, you would focus that assurances can be a specific item, can be related to a specific item, not related to entire financial statement. We'll be covering audit of entire financial statement, and that will be a major concern. But you can basically, that's why I explained you that assurance is a very wider scope. It's not only for the entire financial statement, but for a specific item as well, and it can be financial and non-financial. Okay, clear? So please read them and please let me know in case you don't understand anything, and please cover them and let me know in case you find anything difficult and you want me to explain it. Okay, so till now we are clear with this. Okay, I hope my speed and my interaction level is good enough. Because please let me know, this is the first class, so I can speed up myself, but I'm just, for the sake of class, I'm trying to because it's fundamental right now, so I'm trying to teach it a little slow. Okay, yeah, I'll see like when I will increase my speed how good that is. Okay, now when I see this slide, when I see this slide, this actually fascinates me. Why? Because I just think, like, what were they thinking when they give you this list? Especially in the chapter number 1. You know what this is? This is nothing but your entire audit syllabus. This list. This is actually your entire syllabus. Now, the problem with this is like, if I start explaining one thing, I have to explain the other thing as well. Like, what do you mean by agree and formalize? There would be an engagement letter. And there is ISA 210, there are preconditions before you accept an engagement. It's not like anybody comes and you accept their engagement. You have to, see whether you can actually do the engagement or not. Okay, this is also required, and this is actually standardized. Okay, you need to plan. So there would be ISA 300 planning. There would be, risk assessment 315. There would be 330. All these numbers, these are standards issued by, professional body. For basically, we are doing the audit. So this is, governed by a professional body. And can anyone tell me why this is governed, why this is regulated? Can anyone tell me? IESB, very good. Yes, IESB, International Accounting Standard Board, is basically, a professional body that looks after the audit. Can anyone tell me why there's a need for regulation? Though I have explained it, I've given you hint throughout the class. Can anyone tell me? I'll just explain, like, this is important because in the chapter number 2, we are going to learn about these professional bodies. It's not like I'm just passing time. Why we have standards? Why do we need a professional body for the audit? Please understand the why. It's very important. When you read the audit, you should know the why. Uniform work, reasonable point. Yes. Faithful representation. Akansha, which smooth functioning you're referring? Reports are free of bias. Just think about it. Comparability. Okay, well enough. Not the point that I am looking for, but okay. You made reasonable points, but it's not nowhere near like why you regulate something. You regulate something because that is important. So why is that important? Uniformity is basically I'm issuing a report, you're issuing a report, so that should match. That is uniformity, right? I'm saying why there is a need of professional body. Please do not confuse the standards. I'm asking why there's a need of professional body regulating this entire thing. Okay, no worries, no worries. You are close enough, but you're not actually, hitting the right point. So let me just explain it to you. Not sure like this is enough. I'll just open a new slide. Keep. I'm not sure whether these markings will be any good for you because the writing is so poor, but I'll just keep them anyway in case any student would like to see them. Okay. To protect from risk. Oh, good point. Good point. And again, good point, Anuba, outlay of business. Okay. I just gave you an example where DLF having a balance sheet where they have lot of loans. Now, based on that, the customer did not, did not do the business. Basically, did not buy. Did not buy. Now, supplier, they would basically, see that there's a huge loan. And if I now give them credit, do you think that would be recoverable? Now, customer is not ready to pay cash because they fear that they will not be able to construct. Supply is not ready to give the credit. They will only deal in cash because they feel if they give the credit, so they'll not be able to recover their amount. Banks will not lend. Shareholders either sell their share or new shareholders or potential shareholders will not buy. Employees, either potential new employees will not work because they feel they will not get salary. Do you see, just because you do some statements of financial information, how much it affects people, how much it has an impact on the individuals, on their decision making, and how many individuals, not just one or two. I'm just listing out one person, but think about they are multiple, like customer can be thousands or millions. Supply can be, multiple suppliers, multiple banks. Recently, globally, there have been many banks that have, collapsed. Any one bank you want to mention? Anyone? Like Credit Suisse, right? Many banks have recently collapsed. Why? Because they given to the loan to the parties that were not recoverable, right? Or Credit Suisse case, in Credit Suisse case, it's basically in a case of penalty and fines. Silicon Valley Bank, very good. Say shareholder, recently, like after 2021, there was, lot of market hype. So a lot of market shares were up, but after 2022, there has been very lot of market have gone down because shareholders are now selling their shares because they are finding that companies are too risky. Do you understand the impact that a financial statement does to the entire economy, right? And if it does that impact, so don't you think that it becomes responsibility of everyone who are involved in preparing those financial statements and reporting them. It becomes responsibility of everyone involved with the financial statement that financial statements are correct. If they are manipulated or false, don't you think that that would impact the decision making of the user? That bank will land in cases where they should not land. Customer will buy from the dealers where they should not buy. Right? That would lead to incorrect decision making, and that would impact everyone in the economy. Right? So that's why this is highly regulated with accounting standards, with with the laws, Companies Act. This is highly regulated. And similarly, the people who are going to check them, that's why they are highly regulated. That is why we have a regulatory body ensuring that the person who are checking are using best practices, are truthful, not lying, not biased. Right? That is this regulatory body ensures. Of course, there are laws that are also applicable, but this is the entire task of the regulatory body. We'll be discussing the importance of International Accounting Standard Board and International, Federation of IFAC body. We'll be talking about in the next chapter. But now, do you understand the importance? That why this list was given? Oh, sorry. Why this was, why when I was referring these ISAs, these were issued by the ISB board, and there's a reason for this. That you need to meet the best practices. Why there's a big four. Earlier it was big five, but now it's only big four. After one fraud was found of Enron, which we'll discuss in the next chapter. But there is a big four. And why it's called big four? There are many auditing firms. There are many auditing firms, but only big four, the best four, is considered. Why? Because they have world-class practices. And one funny fact about ACCA, if you are doing your internship or you're working with the big four, so your PR requirement is exempt there. You have to fill the objectives, your objectives. So if you work with big four now, so you do not have to fill your objectives. Why? Because this is assumed that you have already met with the best practices. So you do not need to showcase us your objectives. Only you need to show which objective you have fulfilled. Otherwise, you do not need to fulfill your objectives. Why? Because we understand that these firms have the best practices in the big four. Yeah, that's true. Yes, you do not need to fill the PR objectives requirement. Approved employee also, but I just want to give you an example of this. Like, what does it mean to have a best practices? Clear, everyone? Okay, one student is asking break. Just tell me. Sorry, guys. Today we will not have a break. We'll have complete 3 hours class. Okay, we were 10 minutes late, so please cooperate with me. We'll be stretching this class to 9:10. This is my rule for the first class, because you are supposed to sit in your exam for 3 hours. So this is my first, this is my personal rule, that in the first class I do not give any break. Sorry, huh? So please don't mind. In the first class, please try to sit for 3 hours, and I'll try to stretch you for as long as I can. From the next class, we'll be having break for 10 minutes, but not today. Okay, I hope you don't mind, because this is something that I do. Okay, please stop discussing about the PR, and this is something that I was just giving you an example. You can you can later on coordinate with your admin, or connect with yourself about the PR requirement. Okay, we are not discussing it here. So do you understand the importance of the standards and why there is a regulatory body? First of all, is it clear? So now let's get back. I actually went very off track, but this is something that we will be discussing in the next class anyway, so I have saved time here. Okay, so nothing, no worries. Okay, please work. Okay, so we were discussing this list. Like, I'll be just covering this in a moment. I'll be covering this in a moment, that what this list says. It's not working. Oh, once I start drawing, then this will be kept. Okay. So please understand, this is a list which basically, basically gives the audit procedure. What I say, this is basically nothing but an entire audit procedure. And you need to know like how do you start your audit and how you end your audit. This is the entire step, and that's why this is the entire syllabus. So for now, let's skip this. I just started explaining a point, so we went for another point. But for now, please understand this is the entire syllabus. So we'll be coming back. I'll be giving a brief like how audit process works. So till now everything is clear, I hope. And for the timing, we are just skipping this slide. Okay, everyone, cool? Okay. Now, so there are two level of assurances. For the timing, we have understood about the assurance, like what are the type of assurances. Assurance like is like giving confidence or comfort. Okay. Now there are two types of assurance, and this is where the guarantee and reasonable word will come. One is called reasonable assurance, and another one is called limited assurance. So two types of assurances, and this is basically one more thing. ISA basically means standards on auditing, and ISAE basically represents standards on assurance engagement. Okay, so when you see ISAE, it means International Standard on Assurance Engagement, and when you see ISA, it means standards on auditing. This is just for FII, for your information. Okay, so assurance are basically two types: reasonable assurance and limited assurance. Now, both have their own purposes, and basically, reasonable assurance is always greater than limited assurance. Okay, first thing. Second thing, please understand, reasonable assurance is not guarantee. And actually, this is a limitation of audit. This is actually a limitation or a drawback of audit. That limitation is not a guarantee. Reasonable is always greater than limited assurance. Okay. So let's understand what is reasonable assurance. So in reasonable assurance, what you do, you basically obtains sufficient, appropriate. Basically, I have already explained. It means enough evidences to draw reasonable conclusion. Okay. Reasonable conclusion means that you are providing your opinion. In case of our builder example, it was basically your opinion whether building is safe or not. And please understand, it's a reasonable, not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. Okay. In reasonable assurance, we perform very thorough procedure. Thorough procedure means very detailed procedure. So one is test of detail, one is substantive procedure. So this is basically, what it means is basically checking records. We'll be covering this. These are chapters. This is actually a chapter, substantive procedure. This is actually a chapter, and this chapter actually covers at least your evidences, substantive procedure, and then 12 to 18, and then chapter number 7, 8. So this is actually very detailed thing. Test of detail and substantive procedure. For the timing, you can basically simply understand it as checking records. Okay, so it's a very lengthy thing. I cannot explain it right away, but for the timing, just understand it that you are checking records, which actually called is test of detail and substantive procedure. Okay. In terms of marks in exam, what do you mean, Yash? Like which concept you are referring? I did not understood your question. Questions come from substantive procedure. Yeah, substantive procedure is very important. Like, if I talk about, if I just go off the topic. Okay, I have to again. How to add? Is there an option to add slides from here itself? Yeah, just and making you understand that substantive testing, substantive procedure. There is also called test of control. There's one more process. There are two processes. One is substantive procedure, one is test of control. So these two are, highly checked. Like what my expectation is somewhat, 40 to 70 marks. This is this detailed. Very, very important. And at skill level, how you are checked at skill level, basically you are checked how good you are in differentiating what is substantive procedure and what is test of control. This will be, key. You will be definitely checked to identify which one is a substantive procedure, which versus test of control. And this is, very highly checked area. So substantive procedure or audit procedure, basically, if I talk about, this is basically, will be constituting a very large portion of your syllabus. Okay. Now, we were talking about reasonable assurance. So in reasonable assurance, we understood that it's a higher assurance, higher level of confidence you give in reasonable assurance than the limited assurance. Reasonable assurance is basically, is not a guarantee. It's reasonable. It's not absolute. If I talk about reasonable is not absolute, it's only reasonable. That based on your checking, whatever you could find and whatever was reasonable, whatever was best practice, that you said, okay, this is basically what I have understood. Now, let me just explain you the exact. Yeah, let me just quickly explain you the difference between the reasonable and the limited assurance. Okay, I have to add so many slides today, and again this is happening. Okay, please understand. Let's take our builder example again. In our builder example, we assured or comforted the intended user, the buyer, about the reasonableness of buying decision. Okay, for the building. Let's say, as I was explaining earlier, it's constantly happening. Okay, let's say in our the example that I gave, that you say that I have checked that this building is safe. But what if building collapse later on? So the buyer would sue you. Please understand, he can sue the builder also, but he would also sue you because he hired you to check the safety of the building. And if you have failed here, so according to the buyer, you should be held responsible for this. Okay. But what if it was not your mistake? How? Let's say, if you guys remember, there was, earthquake in Japan of, like 8 scale or like 8 or 9 scale level, because there are levels of earthquake, like 5 to 6 is considered, normal, but 8 or 9 is considered very high level of, earthquake. So if an earthquake comes of this level, do you think any building will be able to, withstand earthquake in Turkey, tsunami in Japan? Yeah. Or let's say a fire happens. Not because of, weak, not because of, loose wires or anything, but fire happens because of any other reason. And building, gets damaged because of that. So do you think this person should be held responsible? Right? So the idea that I'm trying to, implant here, the idea, This is a case of natural calamity, by the way. But if even in case of non-natural events, like some human-made events, if the person has worked in a good faith, don't you think that this person should not be punished for this? This person should not be sued for this, right? So whatever the best practices were there, he followed those. But he cannot, give guarantee that no, this building will never collapse. Do you think any person can give this kind of guarantee? Why? Because of unknown reasons. Reasons, or basically I should say reasons not known. Reasons beyond control. Or basically where judgment is required. Right? So do you think on area which are judgmental, where he used the best practices, do you think that this person should be held responsible? And he can even, in his best faith, in his best practices, he could not give the 100% assurance. So that is why audit, or basically assurance, is a reasonable assurance, never a guarantee. And that's why I was saying it, from the beginning, to not confuse audit or assurance as guarantee, because no one can give it to you. And I'll be talking from the point of view of financial statement as well. Let's talk about from the point of view of financial statement. Okay. And this is my favorite example. Any telecom company you can name. If you want to name any international company, so I'll be relying on you. Otherwise, I'll be giving you one Indian telecom company example. Any telecom company you can name. Well, or let's take an example of WhatsApp. Otherwise, I'll be first giving you. Okay, let's take to Geo. Okay, I was expecting this example. AT&T. Good, Aditya. So let's say Geo in India. In case your favorite subscriber is Airtel, or you're basically telecom service provider is Airtel, so I'm taking Airtel. This is for India. AT&T for international. I only know AT&T, and student actually give me this example only. So in case you know any other telecom company, so let me know. It's good to know about other telecom companies. Okay. Or let's take example of WhatsApp, Facebook, or basically any messaging app. Tell me, these organizations have millions or sometimes billions of subscribers? Yes or no? Or users? Think about it. This is important, so please pay attention. Think about it. From the point of view of telecom company, in single day, in one day, how many phone calls happen? Basically outgoing, incoming. So there will be two variations: outgoing calls, incoming calls. There will be data consumption by millions of users in a single day. Tell me the volume of transactions would be high. I'm saying high, but it's super high. Very high. So that means, let's say like 1 crore or 2 crore, or let's say 10 crore, or let's say 50 crore, or let's say 100 crore transaction in a single day. Sky high. Right? Tell me, how many transactions you can check? Five to 10. Yes, when I was in audit, I have done like 3,000 to 4,000 vouching in single day. Very good answer, Harsh. Very good. That's a very reasonable answer. Okay. You're jumping to the sampling tool, Harsh. I think you already know the concepts. Sample basis. But do you understand my point? Do you understand my point? That is it humanly possible to check this transition? Humanly. I'm talking about, let's say, let's take all the firms available in Delhi, all the firms available in Delhi right now, and take them and do the checking of these 1 crore, 10 crore transaction of a single day. I'm not talking about a year. I'm talking about a single day. Do you see the problem here? So how do you deal with this? So I've taken a very extreme example. You'll be doing some system audits, system checking, and then you'll be doing some very small transition checking. So system checking, I'm right now putting on hold, but for the timing, you can understand, like we would do like 30,000 or let's say 50,000 transactions, hardly. But for the 1 crore, let's say, if we'll hardly check 30 to 40,000. But this creates a problem. And now let me introduce you to the problem. Can anyone tell me what is the problem if they have already recognized? Like, I know a couple of students would be answering it immediately because they already know the concept, but can anyone tell me what is the problem here, that if arise, like out of this 10 crore transactions, I'm only checking 30K or 50K, and it's not even 1%. It's not even 1% of the transaction. I know, Harsh, you are using very exact words. You're using exact auditing words. I've not told you what is testing. Anyone? You are hardly checking any transitions, and this is not even 1%. So how do you ensure? So what will happen? You will do a sampling. Basically, you will check 50,000 transaction and basically make it as a basis that, okay, if these 50,000 transactions are okay, that means rest of the transactions are also okay. Okay, rest of the transaction are also okay. This is called sampling technique. Okay, this is what do. We have, hundreds, thousands of transactions. So first, we do not check 100% transition. We never check 100% transition. So this is just a case of telecom. Think about any multinational organization. Think about any large organization. They would do, their operations like Walmart. Walmart sells lots of goods and, in a single day. Lots of items, lots of stock is sold. Amazon sells lots of stocks. Do you think you can check all the transactions in one single day? In one single day? Sorry, I'm talking about you can check the transitions of a single day, not a single day. So you can check the even 100% transition of a single day. Forget about a year. So there are lots of transitions. So what we do, we only check a sample of these transitions, which is basically, like let's say out of 1 million transitions, we only checking like let's say 30,000 or 40,000, and basically making it as a base to believe that rest of the transition would be same. So if 30 transitions are correct, we can say, okay, 1 million transition are also correct. And this basically makes a sense. But because of this, don't you think there's a problem that arises that because you're not 100% checking, so you are not sure, like let's say if you check 30-40K transition happens, 30-40K transitions you check, but the problem is actually in the 80,000 transition. So would you be able to identify, because you only checked 30 to 40,000, right? So the problem is you're not checking 100%. So this would basically create a problem. sorry. This would create a problem that you may not give a correct opinion. Okay, you may not give a correct report that whether this building is safe or not. Okay, in case of builder example, we gave an opinion that building is whether safe or not. So here, because we are not checking, we are hardly checking 1% or 2% of the transaction, and I gave you reason for that. Like we are not, it is not humanly possible to check that. So that is why auditor can never give a guarantee. First of all, why? Because he cannot check 100% transactions. First of all, and second, nobody is paying you for that. Nobody is paying you. Like if you are willing, okay, no, I will check 100% transition at any point. So do you think that how much cost it would involve? How much cost it would involve? Okay, so currently it is not possible for a auditor or assurance in a professional practitioner to check 100% transition. So that's why we always have this reasonable assurance, not a guarantee. And second point is, like in case of my builder example, where building is collapsing because of earthquake, because of the reasons that were beyond your control, or because of the judgments, you are not able to check the judgment area or the reasons that are beyond your control. You're not able to cross verify them, and that's why this is again a reason that you have a reasonable assurance. Clear, everyone, that why we have reasonable assurance, why we do not issue guarantees? And this is the limitation of audit. Once you understand, okay, that assurance and audit have a limitation. So the limitation is that we cannot give an accurate opinion. Okay, we cannot guarantee that the opinion we have given is correct 100%. We can only get a reasonable assurance. Clear? This was a very important topic. Any doubt, anybody? Okay, so though this is very easy to understand, but I'll explain you about like reasonable and limited, because I have not covered this. So let's explain the reasonable and the limited assurance. So I have explained that what happens in the reasonable and in the limited assurance is that in limited assurance, now you check in detail. Like I have told you what is financial statement. So in financial statement, auditor or the professional practitioner basically checks everything, almost everything. Not transition. Like he will check assets, he would check liability, every item in the balance sheet, but not like checking each transaction in the asset. He is checking the assets and liability and incomes and expenses. He's checking every component. He is basically confirming from third parties. Like let's say in a balance sheet, if there is a balance of a debtor. So he would basically check with the debtor whether they actually will be paying to the entity or not. This is called third party confirmation. So he checked with the third parties. So in the reasonable assurance, there's a very lot of procedures that happens. But in limited assurance, it's not that detailed. You only do simple inquiries. You only do analytical procedure. Analytical procedure means basically ratio analysis, or basically checking calculations. This is a very limited work. But in reasonable assurance, your work is very extensive, and we'll be covering. So when we say conformance in all material aspect in reasonable assurance, it means we are checking with all material aspect. Like in a balance sheet, if there is a current assets of 10 million, non-current assets, sorry, I have actually this should be down. So it's, let's say, 30 million, and then there is cash, and then there is liability of, let's say, 2 million. So material amount would be these large amounts, and I'll be confirming this to the I'll be checking them, like this 30 million is actually accurate or not. But in case of limited assurance, I'll be checking only a significant component. Let's say an entity or a company hires me to check, let's say, only the fixed assets or non-current assets. It does not ask me to check inventory or cash or investment. It says no, you only check this portion. So it basically is a very limited procedures and limited area that you focus on. So understanding the difference between the limited and reasonable, that reasonable is a high level procedure, whereas in limited, you check very limited things. Okay. So just one more thing I would like to add here, and then we are done with this. So just one more thing I would like to add. This is reasonable assurance. This is limited assurance. So in limited assurance, we'll be having a thorough checking. Thorough checking means we'll be basically performing procedures, substantive procedure and test of control. We'll be discussing what are these, but in limited assurance, we'll be basically making some inquiries or basically performing analytical procedure. Analytical procedure basically means checking ratios. Like if you understand that, you checking gross profit ratio and comparing it with the previous year. Like let's say if the gross profit ratio of an organization is 30%, but previous year it was 60%. So why there's a drop in the gross profit ratio from the previous year? So you make certain inquiries, certain checkings. But in the reasonable assurance, you do lot of checking. You not only check the ratios like analytical procedure, you also do confirmation, documentation checking. There's a lot of thing that goes on in the reasonable assurance. Okay, so it's always a detailed one. It's always detailed one. And this is for the financial statement as a whole normally. Whereas in limited assurance, you are basically asked to check a component. Okay, you can be asked, limited assurance example one would be, let's say you can be asked to check whether company has complied with all the laws and regulation. Okay, so this is basically a significant simple component. And when you provide assurance, when you provide your opinion or assurance in a reasonable assurance case, what you say that with all material respect, I'll be explaining materiality maybe tomorrow, because I think today is a lot of concepts I have explained. So with all materiality respect, we can say that the financial statement are true and fair. And what is true and fair? I'll try, let's say, whether we can cover true and fair today or not. Okay. And here, as a limited assurance, what you would be saying that nothing has come to your notice that makes you say that financial statement or component is incorrect. So please understand the difference between the two. Here you are saying that according to me the thing is correct, or the financial statement are correct, accurate. But in the limited assurance, what you're saying is, see, I have checked, and according to whatever I have checked, nothing has I found anything wrong. So this is kind of assurance. Let's say you ask about a person from a friend. Okay, how do you think that person is? So the person start praising the person, like he's a great guy, he helps a lot, etc., etc., or that she is a very good educator or teacher, something like that. But let's say the person start telling you about another person, like I don't know this person much, and whenever I met, it's nothing like any argument have arisen between us. So in this way, when I give a negative opinion about somebody, I'm saying in a way that I do not know about 100% credibility about it. All I can say is that nothing has come to my notice that I can say anything negative about them. Okay, so this is the difference between limited assurance and reasonable assurance. And with this, I hope you are able to understand that reasonable assurance, that why reasonable assurance is a very limited assurance. Why it's called limited? Because it is providing, it's not confirming anything to you. It's only saying that I have not found anything wrong. Clear everyone? That why limited is a lower level of assurance compared to reasonable assurance. Clear everyone? Any point? See, this is the statement that they issue. I hope you please read and let me know. And this is the statement that basically they issued during the reasonable assurance. Clear? Okay. So reasonable assurance is greater than limited assurance, obviously, that I have explained. And because reasonable assurance is provides a more confidence, Yeah. That will be available for group sharing. These notes are for you only. Okay. So these basically regulation standard, I'll be sharing the groups basically notes to the admin. They'll be either sharing you the link or I'll be sharing the notes directly to you in the group. Okay, whichever way they actually tell me, I'll basically share the notes with you accordingly. Okay, I'll be sharing two set of notes. One, this all this massive thing like this. If you want me not to include this, so let me know. I'll just include the clear version, like without this any marking. Or if you want, I can share you both. Okay, let me know either way. I will be basically include this. Okay. Because I know this becomes messy, but when you try to recall, it's always better to that there was certain marking. So what was it? So it helps you to recall. Okay, let's move to the another slide. We have, I think, 15 minutes left. I hope you don't mind. Okay. Incorporation and separation of ownership. Can anyone tell me what is a separate legal entity? Anyone would like to unmute themselves and explain this separate legal entity? Basically, why audit actually came. Now we know that audit is a financial statement. Okay, and one thing I forgot to mention, reasonable assurance is nothing but audit. Reasonable assurance is nothing but audit. Okay, so audit is a reasonable assurance. We already discussed that audit is a subset of assurance. So we discussed that assurance are two types, reasonable and limited. So audit is a reasonable assurance. Okay. Now, can anyone tell me what is separate legal entity? Either way is fine. If you want to unmute yourself, or you can type in the chat box. Let me know what is the separate legal entity concept. Separate legal entity, if anyone have heard, doing their CA preparation or doing their BCom graduation or commerce graduation. What does it mean, Tanvi, when you say company is separate from its owner? You have written it correctly. What does it mean? Shareholder and company are separate from each other. Can anyone explain me what does it mean that shareholder and company are separate from each other? Because this will actually help us build one more concept. Corporate wheel. Yeah, that is actually the meaning of separate legal entity. That is actually substitute word, Arjun. Corporate wheel. It's a concept derived from the separate legal entity. Very good, Harsh. Entity is not liable for the owner personal debt, and vice versa. Owner is not liable for entity's debt. Company has its own liability, own identity. That's what you're saying, Ankita, irrespective of their owner. Limited liability. Very good, Aditya. That's the word I was looking for, that it is a limited liability. Okay. No, that's a general point, like they have same rights and all that. Let me explain. I have to again, one second. I have been including these slides a lot. Okay. Reliance. Mr. Mukesh Ambani. Is anyone here who doesn't know Mukesh Ambani ji? I hope not. Or let's let Tesla. Mr. Elon Musk. I hope both these are example are enough for you to understand. Both examples are good. I just want that there should not be anyone who is not, unclear about it. I try to include famous personality for a reason that students find them familiar. My favorite would be just a What a good heart. Very bad at it, yeah. Okay, so let's come back. What I was explaining, yeah, separate legal entity. Okay, separate legal entity. Okay, let's say, for touch wood that this does not happen, but let's take an example. Reliance has oil refineries. Okay, and Reliance also has, you know, retail, Reliance retail. Basically, I'm not sure like how many of you have bought any goods from the Reliance retail, but Reliance also provide like it's like an Amazon service, but it has physical stores. Okay, physical store. Yes. GeoMart. Yep. All refinery. So what happens? See, both are different companies. Let's say oil spillage happened in the sea. There's oil spillage. Oh. And government sues Reliance company. This is an hypothetical example. Okay, this is an hypothetical example. Let's say for the example purpose, let's say their market value is 100 million crore. What I'm saying, 100 million crore. 100 billion. Okay, dollar. And because of the oil spillage, the damage is so much that it cost them 150 billion. Because now they have to clear the, you know, there's a blast happens, they, you know, the environment of sea gets affected, the water gets polluted, it's poison everywhere. So the damage is somewhere approx 150 billion. I'm not coming on that. I'm actually I'm trying to make you understand the practical version of separate legal entity, because, you know, students come up with these, you know, with these words like having right, they can buy on their property, but they do not understand the essence why this is a separate legal entity. Okay, tell me, this entity has like, you know, 200 it's constantly happening. This pen is actually bothering me. $200 billion value. Now clearly this 150 billion, the Reliance cannot pay this 150 billion even by selling this oil refinery. Tell me, should they recover 50 billion from here? Can Reliance retail be sold to recover this? Okay, good. Both these companies are owned by Mr. Mukesh Ambani. Do you think should we file a case against him and recover this $15 billion? Group cancel. Yes, what you're saying? My simple question is yes, that all damage has happened because of Reliance refineries, and now case is being done against Reliance refineries. Now, whether we can recover the amount from Mr. Mukesh Ambani or any of the company that he owns, because he's the owner, he's also owner here as well as director. But tell me, can he be sued for this? Reliance is a big term, Akansha. Which Reliance? There's a Reliance Telecom, sorry, Reliance Geo, Reliance Reliance Oil Refineries, Reliance in many businesses, and many separate companies are registered. So do you understand the purpose of the with this? Do you understand the purpose of separate company? You know, yeah, government should only sue to the oil refining, and even if they want, they cannot sue the retail or Mr. Mukesh Ambani. Clear? This is basically separate legal entity does. And this is the most practical thing, that is the use of separate legal entity. You know the why separate legal entity basically got introduced? It happened during Mr. Abraham Lincoln period. This happened. This is actually the true story, like how separate legal entity actually came. This happened during 1800 something. Like, his friend, got jailed because he was doing some bad business, and because he was not able to repay his creditor, so he got jailed. So he invited Mr. Lincoln to the jail, and he had a word with him that there should be, separate of ownership between the company and the owner. Because, if I am doing a bad business, that does not mean that my personal life, my family and I should be sued for that. Okay, so that's why they created this separate legal entity, that you can only recover the amount till the, sorry, till the amount the company has. Like, you can only recover the amount till the assets company has. You cannot recover beyond that. And that's why it's called limited liability. And because the owner is different, it's a separate. So that's why you cannot sue the owner. Clear, everyone, about the separate legal ownership, about different individual and its actual practical use, why it's separate legal entity is there, why it's actually there. Students confuse this. Students start giving me bookish answers. They actually don't understand the real meaning of this. So now clear? And intra-group confusion. Yeah, this is something that you have to deal in accounts. You are professional ACCA. Come on, this is something you are expected. Okay. Now we have understood about the concept of separate legal entity. So we have understood that there would be owner and there would be company. Okay, incorporation basically company, and there would be separate owners. Owners are different. They are investors or shareholders, and company basically separate. Okay, and these are normally managed by directors. Directors who run the company. Okay, they are hired on salary, so they are employee of the company, right? Yeah, I'm coming to that. I know, yes, you know this concept. They are agent. I have next slide for you this as well. Like, we are going to cover Mr. Agent Smith. Anyone know Mr. Agent Smith? I purposefully included him because this is a very good irony example. So actually, now we have understood that there's a separate legal entity. So please understand, there is a concept of, having a ownership and having a different directorship. So we'll be introduced to, because there will be people who have invested their money and given their money to the company. And now company is run by a different individuals. Okay, in case of Reliance, Mr. Mukesh Ambani is also the director. But let's talk about Mr. Warren Buffett. Is anyone here doesn't know Mr. Warren Buffett? Anyone who doesn't know Mr. Warren Buffett? I hope you guys are finance professional, so you should be knowing Mr. Warren Buffett. Anyone who doesn't know Mr. Warren Buffett? Because he would fit here exactly. Anyone? Okay. I think we are just running out of the time. So I'll be just, simply covering this point. Please read this if you can, though we will be covering it in the next class, don't worry. But I will strongly recommend you to please, read this. So my entire point with this entire slides is, having just last couple of points, and we are just wrapping up the class. Okay. Though I wanted to, the concept was building, so I thought we could continue, but now the time is, running. So the simple point is, company is owned by different people and it is managed by different individual. Okay, directors. Why? Because different individual can, pool their money and give to the company. Okay, and that's what basically share buying means. I hope you know this. Okay. Whereas company is managed by different people, like they can be, expert. These are expert people. Okay. They have, expertise and they are professionals. So they draw their salary from the company. So their purpose, the owner purpose will always be that the company's value will increase, right? And how would that happen? That would happen only if company's profits increases, right? And not in single year, but multiple year. But because the company, you have the money, your money is invested in the company, not directors. They are only drawing salary. So how would you motivate directors to work with best practices? Like they are drawing salary. So let's say I am drawing my salary. Why should I give my best efforts? Like I will give the efforts so that I'm not fired. I will give my efforts so that I'm not fired. But do you think I would give my best efforts? Like, why would I care that this company value increases? As long as my performance is okay. My performance is okay. Why should I bother whether this company should, get value created or not? Right? So in order to, incentivize the directors, what shareholder do? They offer them bonuses. That okay, if you make our profit high, if you achieve the target of increased profit, let's say 100 crore profit you achieve this year, so we'll be giving you bonuses, right? Rewards, incentives. So there are many schemes that is used. But now please focus. Now this creates one problem. This creates one problem. Shareholder think that they have solved the problem of incentivizing these directors, but this actually creates a problem. Why? Now director has a target of 100 crore profit. Please understand, he's still not motivated. He does not care about the company because he does not have any money invested in the company. So whatever way company does his business, that is, it's not none of his concern. Its only concern is that his performance should be checked and and that should be always found okay. Okay, now he has a motive of 100 crore profit, and because you are finance professional, please understand that don't you think this 100 crore profit, in order to achieve this 100 crore profit, directors can manipulate financial statements? Like I'm not sure like whether you are aware of this practice, like deferring payments to creditor, or basically increasing life of asset so that depreciation can be reduced. Increasing the life of asset actually impacts your depreciation. I hope everyone is aware about it. Like, right? And what you are doing, you are not optimizing the company's resources. All you are doing is basically manipulating the accounts just to achieve this 100 crore profit. Why? Because see, the shareholder tried to incentivize, but the incentive did not work. Incentive did not work. It actually worked other way around. It actually, now, I'll be, let's say I draw 50 lakh salary, and I'll be giving a 1 crore bonus if I achieve this 100 crore profit. So in order to get this 1 crore bonus, don't you think that I would be trying my best? And if I know that it cannot be achieved, so don't you think I would be trying to, manipulate this 100 crore number? Right? And this is basically, creates a problem which is called agency issue. See, you have invested your money, so you are the principal. You have the money, so you are considered principal. Directors manages company on your behalf, so they are considered agent. Clear? And that's what basically, because you are not able to incentivize the director in right direction, so this create the agency issues. Because as a shareholder, you are not in day-to-day operations of the company. You are not in day-to-day operations of the company, and this makes this makes highly risky that financial statements prepared by the director are accurate. They can manipulate these financial statements. So again, here comes your role. Let's say you become ACCA and you become, you started your audit practice. So now comes your role to checking these financial statements. Understand the importance. You are an auditor, you will be checking the financial statement of the company and making sure that whatever company is reporting is actually correct. Let's say they do the bad business, so that gets reported correctly. It's not like you are going to come and tell the director how to run the business. That's not your job. As an audit practitioner, that's not your job. You are in no capacity to, advise anybody how to do business. But your job is to ensure that whatever has happened in the business, that gets reported correctly in the financial statement, and auditor get a true picture. Remember that making financial statement incorrect, how it can impact stakeholders, not only shareholders, right? We just discussed in the class. So this create the agency issue, and we'll discuss this tomorrow. I think I have, stressed too much time. So thank you, everyone. Please read this. Please read these slides. Like, this is very simple to understand. Like this slide. Please shut up. Please, okay, please read this slide. This is a case study. This is given in your BPP book. I have just, pasted it here. So please read it. It's very simple to understand. And please try and, read as much as you can. We'll be covering it tomorrow, but because, I don't want any student to be left out. But please, try to read it yourself so that it becomes easier for tomorrow. Today, because I took a lot of time, like 1.5 hours in, starting the class itself. We started the class at 7:20, and then we had a 10 minutes lag because of the IT issue. But I hope this chapter is almost finished. We'll be, able to cover, like we'll be discussing the audit perspective. We have already covered the audit, but we'll be, reading it tomorrow. And this chapter will be finished. I'll be showing you audit report, and then we'll be starting the chapter number 2 tomorrow. Okay. Hope you like the class. Hope you like my methodology, and let me know in case any, feedback you want to give me, or okay. So whether I should, increase the speed or reduce the speed, or I should, spend more time on explaining you. So let me know whatever feedback you have. And I hope you enjoyed your first class of audit, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow. And please understand, from tomorrow onwards, I'll be giving you homework. And from tomorrow onwards also, we'll also have 10 minutes break, 10 to 15 minutes break. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Let me know in case of any question. Otherwise, I'll leave the class at last. So let me know if you have any questions. Any students? Yeah, definitely. I'll be sharing the notes. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll be sharing the notes. For limited assurance, what purpose? Dinesh, basically, as I explained, limited assurance is for, specific components. Let's say legal requirement checking, or let's say you want to check particular components. Sometimes this happens, like this is, review engagement. Let's say you want to check quality that happens in the business. So this is basically, very business thing. EY does not only provide audit services. EY, Deloitte, they do not only provide audit services, they provide assurance services as well. So you'll be working lot in the assurance services in case work for them, or in case you work in an MNC that gets audited by the EY. So you'll see that there's a lot of operational audits that happen. There are many things that happen. So this actually comes under the limited assurance. Okay, Dinesh? Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. So let's close the class. I hope there is no more doubt. Bye, everyone. Good night. Let's meet tomorrow.